Welcome to episode 3 of the Shamrock Sportscast, or like 27, whatever we're on.
Welcome.
Yep, Rowan Elbert, Will Holmes, Adrian Wolf, Callie Stigler. Unfortunately, no Tristan Cook Dennis. He had something come up. Big week, Westfield, Noblesville. Big week, but we got to talk about last week, Westfield, Zionsville, coming down to a last-second field goal. I mean, Will, you lived it. What was the reaction like on the sideline? I mean, like, what was going through your head when that ball was in the air?
It was great. I think most of us knew he pushed it. And we in the special teams meeting on Monday, Hambone was like, man, it was the field goal block team. Like, that team really honestly saved the game because they blocked that at halftime. Like, Montessar and Goodvine got good pushes all game. And then the kicker, I think, went away from those two. And that's what made him push it right. So, shout out field goal block. It is important.
Yeah, I mean, but also, can you confirm this or not? On the go-ahead touchdown, it was with Kendall. When Jackson threw that go-ahead touchdown pass to Kendall, is it true Kendall ran the wrong route?
I don't know how he ended up there, but yeah.
It worked out in the end.
No running back runs any route besides, like, a circle.
Yeah. But anyway, Westfield, they're looking for their first 4-0 start coming up against Noblesville. I mean, their first 4-0 start since 2019. But keep in mind, though, after that 4-0 start, they were 0-4 the next 4 weeks. And the last time Noblesville beat Westfield was actually 2018. And the only points Westfield put up in that 10-2 loss were a safety. And Camden Simons was the quarterback. I mean, those were quite the day. So Noblesville coming off a loss to Fishers. I mean, the wing tee not as prevalent with them. I mean, how are you feeling? Not as prevalent, but they still run it. But, like, how different is Noblesville this year than last year for someone who's been watching the tape?
I mean, obviously they run like 60-40 now.
Mm-hmm.
This still tank's their main thing. And we've obviously struggled with tank in the past. But I think we're going to get it done. Like, their spread, they're not great at it, besides, like, Aiden Brewer.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, 3 of their running backs are playing receiver.
Yeah.
And Aiden Brewer is a really good receiver.
Mm-hmm.
So, just, like, pretty much got to man up on him.
No, then Logan Schaffner too. I mean, even like last week, they have him in at kick returner too. He had a 99-yard kickoff return touchdown.
I really didn't watch that.
Yeah, but no, Logan Schaffner though, he's obviously like 1,000-yard rusher, very good running back. At quarterback, Jacob Baker. I mean, last year he was getting like carries at running back, but now he's the quarterback. And at this point last year in the season, I believe Noblesville had thrown 20 passes. This year, Noblesville has thrown 32. So that shows obviously very run-heavy still, but it's a gradual difference from last year. I think that's what they're going for.
Yeah. Obviously, it's worked for them the first 2 games. They didn't really play excellent competition, but, I mean, they still put up 40 in both games, so we can't really, like, take it for granted or anything.
Now let's go back to the Zionsville game. I want to get all your thoughts on this. What was all of your biggest takeaways from the game?
Mine was, I mean, obviously our defense played great. I mean, we should have had like 4 takeaways instead of just, what do we have, 1 or 2?
Yeah, I think because Deacon King, he dropped that one interception in the end zone at the beginning of the game.
I think we had 1, or did we have 2?
Yeah, because there was 2, because we had the Sam Bola strip sack, and then we had the Deacon King fumble recovery.
Yeah, we should have had 4.
Yeah.
That Casey fumble recovery, I genuinely just don't know how he didn't get that.
I talked to Casey about it the other day. He said he's like having sleepless nights over it.
I mean, we won the game, so it's all right.
Yeah, it's okay.
It was a big loss, so it's all right. And also, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Also,
dude.
I mean, we played Eugene pretty well. He didn't have that many yards, I thought. And, yeah, a lot of holding calls that were called.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously the takeaways on the offensive end weren't great. And we got to clean that up.
Yeah, we were calling the game like on the WHS Sports Live, and that one stretch in the fourth quarter, or it may have been the third quarter, I don't remember. It's all a blur, man. That was such a crazy night. But like that one stretch where they were like marching into Westfield territory, and then penalty after penalty kept killing them. And I think it ended up becoming like a 3rd and 18 or a 3rd and 12 for them, which they didn't get. But like that crowd, dude, they're hostile.
They honestly weren't great. I was expecting better.
Wow. Throwing shade.
Yeah, and it wasn't like the stands weren't filled.
Yeah, I mean, we weren't right there by the student section. We couldn't get that perspective, but there were like grown men right next to us, which were saying stuff that was, can't really repeat on air, but it was just some crazy stuff that was being said, and it shows how football crazy these guys are.
The seniors haven't lost in Zionsville their entire football careers.
Wow. That's wild. But no, Adrian, what was your biggest takeaway from the game?
I mean, the game was great. I think I was a little bit surprised about like how close the game was. I thought that like we would have done a little bit better than we did.
Totally.
But at the same time, we won, we got it back. It's just been keeping all of us on our toes, I guess, especially from being on the sideline for cheering. I'm turning around 1 second, it's like we're going crazy, and the next second we're like losing, and then we're back up, and it's just like it's definitely a game like the last two at least that like just have been keeping you up on your toes.
Yeah, and we weren't, and like you mentioned, we weren't expecting it.
Yeah, absolutely. And another thing is, you guys you're talking about the crazy student section, or not even just student section, just the fans. We could see that all around from Zionsville with their rock, like not Rocks boys, whatever they call them. There's
Eagle boys. I don't
Eagle
know.
boys coming on over and like after every touchdown, just kind of like giving us stuff, and then
chirping.
Yeah, we start getting up on the bus, and whole student sections, they're again yelling stuff at the bus that just should not be said on air. And just crazy student section down there for sure.
Yeah, I was in the parking lot, and they were like walking out like a walk of shame to the parking lot, and it was funny. Like the Rocks boys, they were all like in their car, and they were like taunting them from their car. It was a great experience. I mean, a night I will never forget. I mean, that missed field goal, my call of it on play-by-play was wild. But Callie, you were there. You were on color commentary. What was your biggest takeaway from the game?
I mean, in the first half, the Rocks kind of struggled with the turnovers.
Mm-hmm.
But then after that, they cleaned up, and their defense came in big. And, there was a chair thrown by you, so that got you hyped.
I wouldn't say thrown. It was pushed. It was pushed over. So I'll explain the context here. We had a chair up on top of the press box when we were calling the game.
I'll put the audio clip in.
Yeah, put the audio clip in. Yeah, so I pushed it over, and then it was already broken. I wanted to make that clear. It was already broken, but it broke again, and it was not good.
It's just not good.
But it's okay. The chair is intact now. We made sure it was intact. Just the cushion fell off. It's no big deal.
Ruining and breaking stuff, man.
What?
You and breaking stuff, man.
Oh, I know. Yeah, cameras and then
cameras and chairs.
By the way, dude, you're drinking a Prime.
Yeah, it's good.
Really, over Gatorade.
Not over Gatorade. My mom just bought it, and I was like, oh, thanks, Mom.
So you support Logan Paul?
I mean, honestly, I was a little gangster before. Like, I don't like Jake Paul. Like, everyone had the stage in 6th grade where they were either a little gangster or Jake Pauler.
Oh yeah,
it's definitely a little gangster. What?
You mean a Maverick?
No, I want Dylan to win that fight.
But yeah.
But anyway, going back to the game though. Look, going back to the game, you mentioned it. Jackson Gilbert, he had 2 interceptions, almost 3, and then with Melvin being activated, he was in uniform warming up. It kind of begged the question for a little bit that if Gilbert throws one more pick here, do you go to Melvin? I mean, just with Jackson Gilbert's performance, especially after an incredible week 2 performance, and in the second half he did look good, I will say, but What is your confidence level in Jackson Gilbert?
Still high.
Oh,
I think he still has confidence in himself, which is huge. And I think Coach Slicker has confidence in him, a lot of confidence in him. And Carson's so waiting for his opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously he wants success, but I mean Carson obviously also wants to play.
Mm-hmm.
But like Coach Gilbert also has a thing where it's like, don't compete against each other, compete with each other.
Totally.
Like, so, I need an example. It was like Mike Hauser and Carson Voorhees.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they were just like, after the state game, they just like hugged it out and like they're like really good friends. So, if you compete against each other, then that'll hurt the team.
Oh, absolutely. What was your biggest takeaway from Jackson Gilbert's performance? I guess what is your confidence level in him, Adrian?
Just watching him the past couple of games, I know there was some like questionable comments before any of the games even started about like either Carson Melvin or Jackson Gilbert, who's going to be better, just anything like that. But I think he's really shown that he can do a good job. He can get the ball where it needs to go, and I've been very happy with like how he's been doing this year. I mean, all together, especially in stressful situations, like he just gets the ball where it needs to go.
Yeah, I'm going to agree. Like, he gets the ball where it needs to go, and he's been down these past 2 games, and he's really took that and used it as motivation, got the 1-point win. So my confidence is high in him. You know, we haven't really got to see Carson Melvin, so it's kind of like, is he going to be better or not? So that's something maybe later on in the season we see maybe. I don't really know.
I mean, if we have a big lead against Noblesville, hey, he might be coming out.
Carson has a rocket.
Oh, totally. The kid's a straight up athlete. I mean, dude's an athlete. He was on varsity basketball for a little bit. He played a little bit of baseball. I mean, the guy is a straight up athlete. He reminds me a lot of Anthony Richardson. I mean, would you say that's a valid comparison?
Pretty valid, but dude, his arm is crazy. There was the tightest spiral I've ever seen in my life. It's like, dude, I can't drop this because like it'll literally just like melt your face.
I mean,
It goes in your face.
and you've caught balls from both Gilbert and Melvin. I mean, obviously both great quarterbacks, but like, it's just how different are both of them. I mean, you don't have to say who's better, obviously, because you know that's a very bad look for you being on the team, but just how different are they as passers? It could be in a good way or a bad. I mean, a good way for sure.
I mean, I love both of them. Like, they're both awesome. I think we have probably the best quarterback situation in the state of Indiana for sure. Yeah. And I'm just to say we have like 2 top 10 quarterbacks.
Wow, I like that.
I think Carson could be easily top 10. I think Bert is top 10 right now. So, yeah. So Carson just throws it like absolute like rocket, and it's like always like right here.
Wow.
And like, I mean, they're really good throws. And then Bert always makes the right decision. His touch passes is really good.
Yeah.
And also, I mean, they're super accurate. I think Coach Slater calls Bert Mr. Accuracy. Yeah. I mean, Carson can't miss a few, but like, dude, he really starts it in there.
And actually, moving on, but not. I saw an Instagram post from Colton Vondersar, who's been balling out, by the way. The caption said 08 Gators. I mean, I was thinking about it. It's a pretty valid comparison, especially if you watch the documentary, the Swamp Kings documentary on Netflix. There you go, doing the Gator chomp. Anyway, now that I think about it, totally. I mean, Jackson Gilbert, he reminds me a lot of Tebow. I mean, just...
Yeah, the power of God.
The power of God, totally. I mean...
Sorry, I shouldn't say that.
No, I mean, like, it's just, like, similar beliefs, obviously, but, like, at the same time, they do seem like similar quarterbacks with the way their IQ is, you know, and how hard they train. I mean, I think it's a pretty valid comparison.
They both kind of run the same, too. I mean, Bert just doesn't slide. Just tries to truck him.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, this year all I've heard is good things. Like, I feel like in past years with quarterbacks, like, not just at our school, you'll hear things and, like, just about, like, oh, that wasn't, like, their best game. And so far this season, like, all I've heard is great things. So I'm sure that's going to continue in the upcoming games.
Yeah, you know, Gilbert's done good. Like when with Lawrence Central, he had 4 touchdowns, and he didn't really have as many touchdowns versus Noblesville. But I think versus Zionsville. But I think versus Noblesville, he will have some touchdowns.
Oh, totally. And yeah, he did have 1 touchdown against Zionsville, the Kendall Garnett touchdown. But let's go back to Noblesville. And with Noblesville, the guy I really want to talk about here is the middle linebacker, Austin Hastings. I mean,
Number 0.
what?
Number 0.
Yeah. Austin I believe so. Yeah, Austin Hastings. I mean,
He's huge.
yeah, he is huge. Also, a very good wrestler, other than a football player. Very good wrestler. Anyway, last year had 137 tackles, and this year he has 37, and 17 of those are solo tackles. I mean, how do you game plan against a guy like that?
Obviously, you got to call protection that moves up to the middle linebacker, and I think we have Isaac Cole. He's very experienced, and he's only a junior, which is kind of weird. He's probably our most experienced lineman right now. Actually, not Barker is, but yeah, I think you could just get Isaac Cole in the middle, and I think he's got it. I think KG can also make a miss. It's really extremely shifty. So I mean, game plan for him is gonna be tough because he's really good. And but I mean, their safeties just don't really want to tackle.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of weird. Like their corners tackle better than their safeties. Mm-hmm. And as receivers, we're taught to take the most dangerous man. We want the corners to tackle, so we kind of have to change our mentality on the perimeter when we're blocking. So yeah, and number 24, Cole Richards. Cole Richardson. He did unified track for Noblesville. He talks some smack. So, Cole, we're coming for you.
Wow. But no,
that was
Cole,
shots are fired.
Cole, I respect you because you do unified track.
But no,
I do love Cole. He's a great guy.
But no, Cole, you're a great guy. But no, the safeties though, you talked about them. I mean, not being as good at tackling. Does that mean we're going to see a heavier workload from a guy like Max Nosler?
I'm just kidding.
Not sure. Maybe some like Micah Webster because you got Nas. You don't really want to. I mean, you obviously don't want to get any of you guys hurt, but Nasser's getting every snap at tight end too.
Yeah.
And I think Nas will just get most of the H reps, and then you can just call some pops for him. I think some teams up the middle, and then that'll work it'll work. Doesn't really matter what defense you play.
All right. Now let's get a score prediction. Let's start with Callie. What is your score prediction for this Friday?
Well, you guys always have to start with me. I'm gonna go 42-3.
Whoa. Okay. Westfield, right?
Yeah. It's
And we'll go to. Actually, let's go to Will here, and then we'll go to me.
I'll go 35-28.
I like that. No, for me, the past 2 weeks I've been giving a very far off prediction, so I'm going to go Westfield 38, then Noblesville 28. So it'll still be a 2-score ball game. I think Westfield first half defense might not be as hot, but second half defense is really going to bounce back. In Westfield, they might be down at half, but they're going to win in the second half. I think they've shown that they are a second half team.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go with 28-37. Obviously, Westfield up. Yeah. Again, they've kind of shown they've won so far every game that we've played. I'm hoping that we go undefeated this year, and I think we definitely have a shot at it. But yeah, Noblesville game should be good. Make sure y'all be there.
Okay.
7 o'clock.
I'm gonna change it right quick.
Okay.
It's gonna be 42-28.
42-28.
Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say
right.
42-3. That's harsh.
Yeah, that was my bad, guys.
Yeah. They scored some points this year.
Yeah, I know. You can't really deny that. But let's go back. Let's go to other sports in the Westfield area. Let's go to girls golf. I mean, let's go back to last Saturday, the Lady Bronco Invite. taking home first place. Sam Brown doing just incredibly again, as she had 4 birdies on the front 9. And then on hole 13, she had a birdie to make her score 5 under par, and she ended up finishing the day with 7 birdies in total. And she finished first amongst everyone in the match with a score of 66, and the team scored 290. I mean, we said it last week. This girls' golf team
is crazy.
Yeah, this girls' golf team is something. I mean, especially with the duo of Addie Coy and Sam Brown leading the way. I mean, this duo and this team in general
cannot be beat. I'm just kidding.
I mean, they're dangerous. I'll give you that, Adrian. They are a dangerous squad. And let's get into girls volleyball. On last Thursday, losing 3-0 to Zionsville, but a bounce back win on Saturday against Guerin Catholic, winning 3-0. And Georgia Bresnahan had 9 kills in that game, leading the way in kills for this Westfield team. I mean, this girls volleyball team, there's been some ups and downs, but whenever they lose big like they did to Zionsville, they always come back and they strike even harder, which I will say that's very respectable.
Absolutely.
And I going back to football, kinda, I got to talk about Dylan Thieneman. I mean, talk about an incredible debut for Purdue. Obviously, former Shamrock. He had 10 tackles, I believe, and all 10 of them were solo tackles. And he had an interception. I mean, were you watching the game? I mean, what were you thinking about Dylan?
Dylan, he made a few freshman mistakes as playing a corner. As I was like, no, he was playing corner. He doesn't play corner. But no, I kind of noticed they got moved to safety, and he played a lot better. Obviously, he had that really awesome interception.
Yeah.
That toe tap was crazy, and he killed some guy in punt. And yeah, Thieneman is a stud. Yeah, never wanted to go up against him.
Yeah, Big Ten Freshman of the Week, Dylan Thieneman. And before
true freshman.
Yeah, true freshman. I mean, that's very impressive. A true freshman, not only getting starting reps and being a starter, but also to do what he did, being the leading tackler for Purdue and being a big reason why Purdue was still in that game. I mean, Fresno State, they had a very high-scoring offense, but Dylan, he really carried the load on defense for Purdue at certain points in that game.
Shout out Cole Ballard for being a 2.
Oh, yeah, Cole Ballard getting some playing time for the Jayhawks. I mean, I got to say, man, Cole...
And Max Webster.
Oh, yeah, and Max Webster. I mean, it's insane how much talent, people don't even think about how much talent comes out of here.
Coach Gilbert says that we train like a college team so that you adapt to the college life easier. And obviously those guys have, and they've exceeded, especially Thieneman.
Yeah, and with going back to Cole, I mean, it seems like...
Isn't Thieneman the fastest on the team?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was definitely said.
But it seems like he was meant to be a Jayhawk, I mean, ever since he was born. I mean, growing up a Jayhawks fan, obviously, when Chris Ballard, his father, was in the Chiefs front office, he obviously was a fan of just all of the Kansas sports, and he never lost that love for the Jayhawks. So I'm very happy for him. But let's end the show with just a question. We have the NFL season kicking off tonight at the time of this recording. Chiefs and Lions. I want to get all y'all Super Bowl picks. And let's start with Adrian.
I think we already know where this is going. Kidding. But I don't care who they play. Dolphins are winning the Super Bowl this year.
Wow.
100%.
With Tua at quarterback?
I say that with 100% guarantee. I know it's going to happen. Y'all better get ready. They haven't won a Super Bowl since I have even been alive. I'm so confident that we are winning the Super Bowl this year. No one can tell me otherwise. I will not listen to you.
You know what? I'm going to hold back. No comment. I mean, but Yeah, last time the Dolphins won the Super Bowl, I think that was 1972 or 73. It was with Don Shula. I do remember. Great head coach. R.I.P. Let's go to my Super Bowl pick. I've gone back and forth on it time and time again, but I think this is the Bengals' year. Honestly, I mean, Joe Burrow, he's healthy now. He's back from injury. He's probably going to play week 1, I believe. I believe he is going to play week 1. So having him fully healthy, and also the additions on the O-line, getting Orlando Brown. I mean, this Bengals team, people forget they were like a couple of plays away from going to the Super Bowl for a second straight year last year. And I think they can definitely do it again this year, especially if Jamar Chase, if he's able to stay healthy. Eli Apple, who was a big liability in the playoffs especially, is now gone. He's in Miami. So, yeah, Bengals, they're my pick. How about you, Will?
Bills.
Wow, I mean,
Bills are getting it done. I mean, they have too much talent on both sides of the ball to not get it done.
yeah, I mean, I agree with that, but like Buffalo, I've picked them the past 2 years and they've choked. I mean, just like, why now?
I just got a feeling that Josh Allen's going to get it done. I mean, dude, he's so good. And I honestly don't think he gets the credit that he deserves. I mean, he throws some picks, but he's the most athletic quarterback in the league.
Okay, I was also going to say Bills, but I'm going to go Eagles. I think they have a revenge tour going right now. But also, the Chiefs are probably the clear favorite to go back-to-back. So I'm going to go Eagles and Bills.
Also, I'd like to clarify it was 1974, not 73 or 1.
It was 73 or 2, but yeah, 74, okay, but still, either way, y'all are poverty. We'll see what happens.
We're winning, for sure.
Yeah, so yeah, week 1 tonight, Chiefs and Lions. That's going to be incredible. Yesterday in this podcast studio, we did our fantasy football drafts in here, and it was a fun time. I think
it was something.
It was something. Adrian did not have fun, but she
yes, I did.
But she said it was something. Honestly,
someone took
in my opinion,
from me.
I'm going to be completely objective here. I could say I drafted the best team, but I think Drew Wolf, if you're watching this, you drafted the best team, my friend.
Thanks.
And also Ian No, I'm not talking to you.
Yeah, I know. It was sarcastic.
Okay.
Yeah.
But no, also Ian Porter, who didn't show up, his auto draft team is unreal. I can't believe it. I think I drafted a pretty solid team. Will, how you feeling?
Feeling pretty good. Really good. This is my other thing.
My wide receivers are going to go crazy.
Yeah, she drafted 3 receivers in a row. I think yeah, I mean, it was unreal. Our producer, Alan.
I got some quarterback bait, so if one of your quarterbacks goes bye-bye, I've got an extra one.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got Josh Allen and Trevor Lawrence.
Good, Alan.
Yep.
Good.
Allen might lose the league.
I mean, the only quarterback I really have is Anthony Richardson, so I might be calling you. No, Anthony's going to ball out. I guess that's our show. I mean, peace out.
Later.
Peace.
Tonight, the Midland Rail game between the Westfield Shamrocks and the Noblesville Millers. Good evening, folks. I'm Rowan Elbert. It'll be Drew Taylor on the call with me on color commentary. I'm on play-by-play. It's going to be a fun night of football. Noblesville, we know them for the wing T offense, which is essentially run the football down your throat. But tonight, it's a little bit different. They are still running the wing T, but they go to it a little bit less often. That will be something to monitor. Austin Hastings will be the player to watch for the Millers tonight, middle linebacker. So far, 37 tackles on the season. He has had over 1,100 yards last season, and this year averaging 12 yards per carry. Unreal. Let's go back to the Shamrocks, though. Noblesville, they're coming off a 20-point loss to Fishers, but Westfield, they're coming off a thrilling 1-point victory over the Zionsville Eagles. Westfield back at home. Jackson Gilbert looking to bounce back after throwing 2 picks last week. Anthony Feltrinelli has been incredible, being the leading tackler for this team with 26 tackles. I do expect Westfield to go to the run game with Kendall Garnett. I think Garnett has really been the focal point of the offense, as we've seen throughout this season. Even in the LC game, he had 42 carries, and then last week he had 4 touchdowns, including the go-ahead receiving touchdown. So tonight it's going to be a thrilling matchup, 2 very familiar rivals, and yeah, let's do it. Ladies and gentlemen, the Midland Rail Trophy game is here tonight at Riverview Health Stadium. A cloudy night, but still a great time for football. The Westfield Shamrocks taking on the Noblesville Millers. Good evening, folks. I'm Rowan Elbert here with my partner, Drew Taylor.
It's great to be back here in Riverview Health Stadium. Been a little while. Westfield has had some crazy games, to say the least.
Yeah, let's look at last week. Let's talk about Westfield Zionsville. We had a very back and forth contest. Westfield found themselves down by 6 at halftime, but once again, a second half comeback led the way for the second straight week, and we called that game. It was unreal. It was an absolute thriller. Do you expect something like that tonight?
I quite frankly do. A lot of people are thinking that this is going to be a blowout. Heard it all day at school, but maybe out of bias. Who knows?
Yeah.
I think this is going to be a close game. I think it's going to be a lot of ground and pound for Noblesville, and I think it's going to give Westfield a little bit more than what they're expecting.
And Noblesville, we have to talk about the reputation of their offense, and it's the wing T that has been the focal point for them. But the issue is they've gone slightly away from it. They've run a lot more just basic like shotgun formation, but still the wing T is their bread and butter. How do you stop something like the wing T formation?
It can be really hard to, but you got to stack the box. You got to bring pressure, and you want to force the QB to actually have to stay back in the pocket. And you have to, if you take away Noblesville's rushing game, in my opinion, you take away the offense.
I absolutely agree with that, and it will be a little bit tougher for the Shamrocks to do that with Sam Bulla being out for tonight. Obviously, Lennox Williams out for tonight as well. Colton Bondersar, I said during the college game day show, or the Westfield game day show, that he will have 4 sacks tonight, and that is a very bold prediction, but hey, we'll see what happens.
Micah Parsons Jr., as I like to call him.
I really like that because of just the hybrid he brings of being a linebacker and, coming off the edge. It's really great. And before we move on, I have to get a score prediction for the game of the week tonight. Other than this game, HSC and Fishers, a rivalry as old as time, but both teams are competing at a very high level. Who do you have tonight?
In my eyes, the Royals are still the big brother. HSC is one of the tougher teams in 6A. Not to say Fishers isn't. I just don't see Fishers getting the win tonight. HSC's kind of run this rivalry for a while now, so I don't see them getting the win.
Speaking of Noblesville, speaking of Fishers blowing out Noblesville last week, 48-22. This week, though, with HSC and Fishers, I agree. HSC maybe still the older brother there, but I'm going with HSC because they have outscored their opponents 103-41, I believe, and that is unreal. And also, 2 words, Jalen Alexander. He's been unreal at running back, averaging like 10 yards per carry. He has been unreal. And finally, I do want to talk about Ben Davis going up against IMG Academy tonight. That's going to be something to watch.
Indeed, it is. And the way I see it, I know IMG is going to be favored to win. I think Ben Davis will keep it close. I really do. The defense is what I compare to Georgia. Should be a good game.
Here's our national anthem. And before we were interrupted by the national anthem, which obviously a timeless tradition, I have to talk about Ben Davis and IMG. I love when out-of-state competitions happen, and with Westfield, I expect next year on the schedule for there to be some out-of-state games, and of course it will happen the moment I'm graduated and gone. But no, Ben Davis, I think they are going to hold their own tonight more than what people think, but I still have IMG winning this one. But finally, we have to talk about this game. Who do you have winning tonight, the Westfield Shamrocks or the Noblesville Millers? What is your score prediction?
I have Westfield winning tonight, but I got my final score prediction. I'm going to say 20-17. Reason I say that is going to surprise a lot of folks, because I think Noblesville is going to hold their own tonight, and I think they have a lot more. They have nothing to lose, realistically. They have nothing to lose tonight. Westfield is one of the most talented teams they have. A lot's on the line. I think they're going to run the thing. It's going to be ground and pound all down the field. I think it's going to be hard for Westfield to stop.
I agree. I'm going to one-up you quite literally 21-17. Quite literally one-upping you. But I will say with my score prediction, I totally agree. Noblesville, very ground and pound, run it down your throat type of team. Westfield, can they handle that? I think they can. But at the same time, obviously I have Westfield winning. I forgot to put that in earlier. But yeah, Westfield, I have them winning this matchup. And just in general, Westfield, a second half team. We've seen them make 2 straight fourth quarter comebacks. And yeah, 2 straight fourth quarter comebacks. And I have to say though, this team has no quit in them. When they get knocked down, they're going to come back up and they're going to bite a kneecap off on the way up. And that is just an incredible thing. And yeah, Westfield 21-17. That is my prediction. We'll get you back out here for the opening kickoff after a few quick words. You are watching the Westfield Sports Network.
Visit My Logo Shop in downtown Westfield for all your Rocks gear and many more. MyLogoShop.com also does web orders for your organization, company, event, or church. Ditch the order forms and order online or contact My Logo Shop.
And we are back, 2:36 until kickoff, and your Westfield Shamrocks coming out of the tunnel, and they came out to a beautiful entrance, I must add, with the flyover, incredible hype video. I mean, how are you not excited right now?
I'm like trying not to jump out of my seat. I'm so excited for this game.
All right, though, but what would you say for Westfield is the key to the game tonight?
I think the offense is going to do its thing. I don't see much of an issue there. The defense, if they stop Schaffner, that's how you say it, they're going to take away the whole offensive. If they take away that offensive game plan, Nobles is going to get blown out. If they don't, it's going to give them some problems in the end run.
Yeah, my key to the game, I would say for Westfield, obviously stack the box. I mean, that's pretty evident. You take away the run game, you take away the offense, like you said. But I would say defensively for Westfield, or offensively for Westfield, I think you hit them with their own medicine. I think you go to the run game. I think you have Kendall Garnett get like 30 carries. I think Kendall Garnett could carry that load, and I think a lot of jet sweep action is going to be seen tonight. I think Gabe, he had a 30-yard jet sweep carry. I think he's going to get heavily involved with that, and it's going to be a fun night.
It is indeed. And I'm going to take it one step further. I want to see Jackson Gilbert rolling out of the pocket, kind of what Jared Goff did last night.
Oh, yeah.
Throwing those passes down to Amon Ra and substitute in Gabe Arambolas. I'd love to see that tonight.
So you're comparing Jared Goff and Amon-Ra St. Brown to Jackson Gilbert and Gabe Arambolas?
You know it.
I love it, dude. I love it. And we have both teams coming at midfield for the coin toss. Westfield in the black uniforms. Westfield has never lost in these black uniforms. What are your thoughts, I guess, not on the uniforms per se, but the choice to wear them tonight?
I really like the decision because when me and you first called our first little game, I guess you say, little segment, both these teams were in the exact same uniform. So I really like the decision. I really do.
And yeah, like you said, very sentimental value of this game, but also the bigger picture at midfield as you take a look. We have pink shirts. This game, a part of it will be for cancer research, and that is a great thing.
It is indeed. Know some people have dealt hard battles with cancer, and it's great to see the community supporting these people like they do.
Absolutely. That is the best thing about being in a small town. Do you want to call Westfield a small town? Anyway, just it's rapidly growing, but I would say just everybody knows each other, and they come to help those who are in need of that. And this is the great thing about our community. And honestly, this is just a great cause to have during this game. And let's play some football. It's going to be fun.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be fun.
As the coin toss is up, let's see what the official ruling is. And Noblesville will receive the first half kick. And a standing ovation, obviously deserved. And just an incredible cause, like I mentioned earlier. And I think Westfield's going to be playing tonight's game with that in mind.
There, you can use that little bit of motivation to fuel the fire.
We'll be right back after this quick break. You are watching the Westfield Sports Network. And we are back for the opening kickoff. Brody Bame on to kickoff for the Shamrocks. Back deep to receive for the Millers is Logan Schaffner, and Schaffner had a 99-yard kick return touchdown against Fishers in a 48-22 loss. It's going to be a fun one. Midland Rail Trophy on the line. Westfield has not lost to Noblesville since 2019. Or 18, sorry. Westfield with a fully packed student section. Same with Noblesville on the other end. And we are underway from Riverview Health Stadium. And Bame absolutely booms this one to the back of the end zone for a touchback. And here come the Millers.
This is where the game gets real. I'd expect to see lots of ground and pound. If Westfield takes it away from them, we're going to see what this QB is really made of.
Yeah, we will truly see that if Westfield can take the run game away from them. And it looks like already from the jump, going to the wing T. 4 up front for the Shamrocks. Noblesville and wing T at the 20-yard line. Baker under center, taking the snap, hands it up to the fullback Bellin, and Bellin gets stopped at the line of scrimmage by Deacon King. Deacon King pounding his chest, reasonably so.
Purdue, offer from Purdue, likely on the table soon. I'd expect to see a lot more tough hits like that tonight, and he's going to have to for this defense to succeed.
2nd down and 8, it looks like, for Noblesville at the 23-yard line. Baker taking the snap, hands it off up the middle to his running back, gets to the 25-yard line before being stopped by what looks like to be Liam Butler, and on the carry was Gage Goley for the Millers. That's going to bring up 3rd down and 5 for Noblesville, and shying away from the wing T here. Would you look at that?
I did not expect to see him in the shotgun this early.
Baker alone in the backfield, shotgun formation, 4 up front for the Shamrocks, 2 linebackers. Baker claps his hands for the snap, gets it, takes it up the middle himself, gets a cutback move. He's got the 1st down as he's tripped up at the 35-yard line. Definitely not what you want to see, the run game hurting Westfield again.
If I'm going to be honest, I really did not see a quarterback keeper there. Great work by the Noblesville offensive coordinator. Really fooled everyone.
Yeah, Micah Webster on the tackle for Westfield. 1st down and 10 for Noblesville at their own 35-yard line. Wing T formation, 4 up front for the Shamrocks. Baker taking the snap, hands it off to Schaffner. Schaffner up the middle. He gets stopped by a swarm of black at the 38-yard line. It looked like Andrew Liskey was in on the stop to start off. Or not Andrew Liskey, sorry. It looked like that was Casey Graybill, actually. Second down from the 39-yard line, 2nd down and 6. Baker looking to the sideline. Wing T formation, 4 up front for Westfield. Baker receives the snap, hands it off to Bellin. Bellin up the middle, gets to the 42-yard line before he is trampled up by just an absolute sea of black, and you're going to see a lot of that tonight.
The more they run the ball, the more Westfield's going to figure it out, and hopefully the more they're able to plan for it.
3rd down and 3 for the Millers from the 42-yard line, their own 42-yard line. 4 up front for Westfield, 3 linebackers. Baker under center, taking the snap, hands it off to Goley, the running back, and Goley gets stopped just shy of the 1st down marker. Did he get the 1st down? That is the question. It looked like he did not get it. And helmets are flying off. Micah Webster having to go to the sideline. And now 4th down and 1. Noblesville's offense still on the field.
Not surprised at all by the call. 1 yard, wing T formation. Let's see.
4th down and 1 from their own 41-yard line. Baker taking the snap, hands it off to Bellin again. Did Bellin get there? He is stopped right around the line to the game, and the referee is saying that it is a 1st down for the Millers. Tough break for the Shamrocks.
Especially to come up that close. I mean, had they gone to him maybe just a split second earlier, he'd have been short.
Yep. Ball on the 43-yard line, their own 43-yard line. Baker in the gun. 2 receivers right. Westfield 4-2-5. Baker claps his hands for the snap, gets it. QB keeper again, and he gets stopped behind the line of scrimmage, but he's able to spin his way back to the line of scrimmage. It looked like for Westfield, that was Cam Etchard.
Great work. Great work to come off the inside, bring that pressure, stop the quarterback in his tracks.
Yep. 2nd down and 9 for the Millers. It was a loss of 1, so 2nd down and 9 actually. So from their own 47-yard line, wing T formation, Baker takes a step, gives it to Schaffner. Schaffner plows his way through defenders, gets to about the 50-yard line before he is finally brought down. Logan Schaffner, a dangerous man.
That play action had me fooled. It took me a second to realize that they'd handed it off.
Yeah, I was like calculating it in my head. I didn't know what was going on. 3rd down and 5 for the Millers at their own 50. Or 3rd down and 6, sorry, from the 50-yard line. Shotgun formation. And a timeout is called by the Millers. That is their first of the day. And I have to ask you real quickly, with Noblesville not attempting a single pass yet, do you think that is in the cards for this drive?
I think so, but with the way I see it, it's going to be wing team formation, and I think he's going to roll out and try to trick play a little bit. So, yes, I think a pass is in the cards, but I think no one's going to see it coming. That's the scheme of this offense.
I totally agree with that, and I also wanted to add that Noblesville, they've got pass-catching options. I mean, very underrated pass-catching options. Baker getting the snap. He throws down the middle, and that pass is tipped by Casey Graybill, and it's in the dirt at the 30-yard line. Pass intended for Max Miller, and that's going to bring up 4th down for the Millers.
Great tip by Casey Graybill. Had he not tipped that, it was great situational awareness. That'd have been a 1st down.
And Baker, the throwing motion, what are your thoughts on it? It's kind of unconventional, but it gets the job done.
Yeah, it's a quick release, too. It's kind of surprising.
Noblesville on to punt this one away. And that pass is caught that kick is caught at the 20-yard line for a fair catch. And here comes Jackson Gilbert and the Shamrocks offense. What do you expect from them in this drive?
I'd expect some Kendall Garnett off tackle. I'd expect some shots downfield. But also, Carson Melvin is suited up on the sidelines, and I think that provides a little bit of extra pressure for Gilbert here tonight.
Yep. Left hash mark at the 21-yard line. 3 receivers right for Gilbert. 4 up front for the Millers. Garnett in the backfield with Gilbert. Gilbert taking the snap. Hands it off to Garnett. Garnett plowing his way through defenders. Gets to the 23-yard line before he is brought down by a swarm of white. But it looks like leading the way on the stop for Noblesville was C.J. Johnson. 2nd down and 8 for Westfield. Once again, 3 receivers right. Gilbert taking the snap. Looks to throw, fires left towards Garnett on the left sideline, and Garnett gets wrapped up just shy of the first down marker outside the numbers at the 30-yard line. Kendall Garnett, once again, being a big part of the receiving game.
I want to compliment, yes, that was a great throw and catch, but I want to compliment the DB for wrapping up there. Had he not wrapped up, Garnett would have broke loose.
Yep, 3rd down and 1 for Westfield at their own 30. Gilbert taking the snap, fakes the give, takes it himself up the middle. Did he get the first down? That is the question, and it looks like he did. They are going to move the chains, and the Westfield Shamrocks get the first down. 1st down and 10 for Westfield at their own 32. Gilbert takes the snap, gives it to Garnett. Garnett gets wrapped up at the 33-yard line up the middle. And Kendall Garnett already getting his name called quite a bit.
Not surprised in the least, but...
Second down and 6 for Westfield. Gilbert gets the snap, gives it to Garnett, and Garnett once again is stopped, but this time it looks like for a short gain of about 2, and that is going to bring up 3rd down for Westfield. Third down and 6. Garnett got nothing on that. 3rd down and 6 for Westfield at the 36-yard line, their own 36-yard line. Or up front for Noblesville, Gilbert taking the snap, fires left. He's got his man. He's got the first down at the 42-yard line. He stopped out of bounds on the left sideline. And it looks like that was Max Nosler on the catch. It's hard to tell with those jersey numbers. 1st down and 10 for Westfield at the 42. Gilbert takes the snap, fakes the give, throws to his right. He's got Nosler again on the screen pass, and a flag is thrown as he gets to the 50-yard line and finally gets wrapped up in Noblesville territory at the 48 by Cole Schott. And Westfield is going to have this one be called against them, and this play is going back.
Legal block in the back. As much as I want to argue against the call, I did see it.
Yeah, very inexcusable. I mean, it's one of those calls where it's very inexcusable in my opinion. But Westfield going back.
Penalties are a drive killer.
We saw that last week with the Eagles. They had a great drive going, and then what turned in from 3rd down and 3 turned into like 3rd down and 17. 1st down and very long for Westfield with 4:58 left in the quarter with the clock still ticking at the 33-yard line. Gilbert fakes the give, throws deep towards the left sideline over the head of Bo Braun and incomplete. Just slightly overthrown, but also got to give credit where credit is due to Cameron Wilson on the great coverage.
Quick little go route, but just slightly overthrown. It's unfortunate.
That brings up 2nd down and 20 for Westfield at their own 33-yard line. 4-2-5 for Noblesville. Gilbert taking the snap. Gilbert has pressure coming, throws down the middle. He's got a man. It's Bo Braun. Bo Braun shedding tacklers, gets to the 50-yard line on the right hash mark before finally being stopped by Schott. Bo Braun has been just incredible this year, one of the most improved players on the team.
Quick shiftiness on a slant route, able to pick up a ton of extra yardage.
And 2nd down and 20 very quickly becomes 3rd down and 3. At the 50-yard line, right hash mark, 4-2-5 for Noblesville. Gilbert takes the snap. Pressure coming to his right. Gilbert has to throw. Towards the sideline, incomplete, intended for Aaron Bolus. Pressure was coming from his left. Had to roll right and incomplete, and that brings up 4th down and 3. But the offense still on the field.
We'll see if this lasts. I could very well see the clock running down, timeout taken type of thing.
Yep, 4:05 left in the first quarter. You very well could see a hard count. I'm not going to rule that out. 4th down and 3 for Westfield at the 50-yard line. Gilbert takes the snap, fakes the give. Pressure coming, throws down the middle, and it is caught on the left hash mark at the 30-yard line by Max Nosler. What a great catch. Contested, but still brings it in, and a huge play on the 4th down conversion for the Shamrocks. Going hurry up on the left hash mark 30. Gilbert takes the snap, hands it off to Garnett. Garnett cocks right, gets to the 25 before being brought down by what looks like to be shot again.
Max Nosler, a name that gets left out on this Westfield offense, but he is a weapon.
2nd down and 6 for Westfield at the 26-yard line. Gilbert takes the snap, hands it off to Garnett. Garnett speeding his way down the middle, but gets stopped at around the 1st down marker, and they are going to move the chains. That is a 1st down run for Kendall Garnett.
Westfield, they're taking no time trying to get this drive finished.
Gilbert taking the snap, fakes the give, rolls right, guns it right to Nosler at the 15, trucks his way to the 10-yard line before he is brought out of bounds on the right sideline. Max Nosler having his name called quite often. That brings up 2nd down and 4 for Westfield at the 12-yard line, or the 13-yard line, with 3 receivers left. Gilbert takes a snap, hands it off to Garnett. Garnett cocking left, sheds a tackler, gets the 1st down at the 3-yard line. Kendall Garnett, the elusiveness is so hard to stop.
It's on display right there. The shiftiness, the speed, the footwork, all parts that make him one of the best backs in school history.
I definitely have to agree with that, and we still, including this year, have 2 more years of him. And with 3 minutes left in the first quarter, Westfield 1st and goal from the Noblesville 3. Gilbert gets the snap, hands it off to Webster. Webster cocking left, and he's got the touchdown. Micah Webster with his first rushing touchdown of the season, and the Westfield Shamrocks take an early 6-0 lead.
Micah Webster going off tackle there. A back, you would think he's a running back by looking at him. Not very many linebackers can play running back at this level.
And with 2:53 left, Westfield taking a early lead, which is something they desperately needed. Brody Bame on for the PAT. Good snap, good hold. The kick is up, and it is good. A 7-0 lead for the Shamrocks with 2:53 left in the first quarter. It's already been quite the grit and grind battle. You are watching the Westfield Sports Network. And we are back. Logan Schaffner on to receive the kickoff at the 10-yard line. Brody Bame on to kickoff. 2:53 left in the first quarter. The Westfield Shamrocks up 7-0 over the Noblesville Millers. Bame kicks it off, and this one is absolutely bombed to the back of the end zone for a touchback. Let's look around the league for a little bit. Warren Central, a very hyped up team in the preseason, up 10-0 over the Lawrence Central Bears. And then HSC up 7-0 over Fishers in what is maybe the matchup of the week, and Brownsburg up 10-0 over Avon. 1st down and 10 for Noblesville at their own 20. And it looks like they're going back to the wing tee. No shocker. 4 up front for Westfield. Baker takes the snap, hands it off up the middle to Schaffner, and Schaffner gets absolutely swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. It looked like Webster was in on the initial stop.
First touchdown after that drive, or after first tackle after the touchdown. Micah Webster can really do it all, man.
Indeed he can. 2nd down and 8. Jake Good coming into the game as we have shotgun formation for Noblesville, covering Aiden Brewer, the tight end. I talked to Coach Gilbert earlier this week, and he said it's always rough because a lot of these great kids don't get to play in this game because of the wing T. 2nd down and 8 for Noblesville. Baker in the gun. That gets the snap. Guns it right for Brewer. And Brewer almost makes the catch in and out of his hands. Great coverage by Good, but I think it's going to be PI. We will await the call.
I agree with that.
And, yep, that is going against Jake Good on the PI. And that's going to result in him leaving the game. But I think that also means the wing T is going back into full effect. But you have to remember, Aiden Brewer is so hard to guard. He's so big. That's what makes him so hard to guard. And so far on the year, 7 receptions, 147 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Very impressive in a very run-heavy offense.
My NFL comparison, as you know I like to do, is DK Metcalf.
Absolutely. He also plays basketball, too. He was on the sectional team that beat Westfield, so maybe some revenge there. 1st down and 10 from the 37-yard line. Baker gets the snap in the gun, gets it on the QB keeper, rolls to his left, gets to the 40-yard line outside the numbers before he is tripped up by Jake Good, and a flag is down again. I think that's going to be holding. And yes, it is. Holding on the Millers, and this one is going back.
I had to believe there was some type of hold there with how quick he was able to get off and how much separation he had. Something had to be going on.
First down and 10 for Noblesville, or second, 1st down and 20. They have a ways to go from their own 27-yard line. Back in the shotgun formation. You kind of have to at this point with 4-2-5 for Westfield. Baker gets the snap, throws it immediately to his right to Schaffner. Schaffner powering his way through defenders, gets to the 38-yard line before he is finally stripped down. And that brings up 2nd down and long for the Millers from their own 37-yard line on the right hash.
Those quick routes are gonna help Noblesville move the ball downfield effectively.
The student section is on fire in a great way as it's fully packed. Baker in the gun, gets the snap, takes it on the QB keeper up the middle, and he gets stopped by a pile of black and green at the 41-yard line. And Micah Webster, he's pointing towards Westfield like the ball came out, but it looks like it did not. And that brings up 3rd down and 8 for the Millers from their own 41-yard line. 3rd down and 6, sorry. On the right hash mark, Westfield showing 4-2-5. Baker in the gun once again for a 4th straight play. Baker gets the snap, throws to his left. He's got Schaffner. Schaffner gets stopped at the 45-yard line by Casey Graybill, and that puts an end to the Millers' drive. Or did it? That is the question. And it maybe not. They are bringing out their fullback Bellin. And now it looks like on 4th down and 1 with 30 seconds left, they may go for it with the wing T, which is just what they needed. 4th down and 1 for the Millers. Baker gets the snap, hands it off to the fullback Bellin, and with forward progress, it looks like Bellin got the 1st down just barely before he is tripped up by a sea of black.
You have a rushing game like Noblesville, 4th and 1. It's no big deal.
Yeah. And Noblesville from their own 48-yard line. Back to the wing T. Westfield 4 up front. And that is the end of the first quarter. It's been quite the exciting quarter, but Micah Webster carrying the way. The Westfield Shamrocks up 7-0. You are watching the Westfield Sports Network. Back now. And we are back. First down and 10 for Noblesville at the 48-yard line. Wing T formation per usual. Baker takes the snap, hands it off up the middle. And he sheds a lot of tacklers. And did he get the first down? That is the question. I don't think he did. He is a couple yards short. That was Logan Schaffner again. My goodness, that kid can play.
And had they not wrapped up there, he'd have taken that to the house. They weren't catching him.
It caught me off guard, too. I was like, wait, what? Anyway, second down and 2 for Noblesville at the Westfield 42. Baker, the wing T takes the snap, hands it off to Schaffner again, and Schaffner, it looks like he's got the first down. And that was Casey Graybill again. Casey Graybill has been unreal this game with a tipped pass and a couple of tackles. I mean, it's hard to stop Graybill. First and 10 for Noblesville at the 41-yard line with 11 minutes left in the first half. Baker in the wing T looking to his left. Baker takes the snap, hands it off to Schaffner again, and Schaffner doesn't get much there. It looks like he only gets a gain of about 2 before he is stopped. And that brings up second down and 8 for the Millers.
Westfield, I'm impressed. I really am so far. Noblesville's had their moments, but Westfield's contained pretty well so far, I'd say.
Noblesville from the Westfield 40, second down and 8 on the right hash mark. Jake Good coming in for Colton Vondersar. And Baker is under center for the wing T yet again. Baker gets the direct snap, hands it off to, it looks like goalie. Goalie gets to the 38-yard line before he is tripped up by Webster and Feltrinelli. And Anthony Feltrinelli, tackle number 27 on the year. He is the leading tackler on this Westfield team.
There's tons of Westfield players really who just step up when the moment needs to be capitalized. They're going to do it right here.
Yep, third down and 6 with 9:50 left in the first half. Ball at the 37-yard line for Noblesville in Westfield territory. Baker takes the snap, hands it off to Schaffner. Schaffner sheds tacklers. He's got the first down on the right hash mark 29, and he finally gets brought down by Andrew Liskey. Logan Schaffner, a hard man to stop.
When he goes off tackle, he's a different man.
Let's get a little score update. IMG Academy in the second quarter, up 21-0 over Ben Davis. Ignore what I said earlier about that being a tight ball game. But we still got a ways to go. First down and 10 for Noblesville at the 30-yard line, the Westfield 30. Baker gets the snap, takes it himself up the middle, and he gets to the 29-yard line on the right hash before he is brought down by Phil Trinelli. That brings up second down and 9 for Noblesville from the 29-yard line, the Westfield 29. And Noblesville, they traveled pretty well, I will say.
Not too bad of a drive, but the Millers showed out tonight, that's for sure.
Yep. 8:30 left in the first half. Second down and 9 for Noblesville at the Westfield 29. Baker takes the snap, hands it off to Bellin, and Bellin is immediately brought down, and he is still on his feet, but is brought down way behind the line of scrimmage. Liam Butler getting the stop initially, and that brings up third down and long for the Millers.
Some aggression there in that tackle, that's for sure.
Third down and 9 for Noblesville. Ball on the 29-yard line. Baker in the gun. Westfield showing 4-2-5. Baker takes the snap in the gun. Fires to his left at the 10-yard line. He's got Aiden Brewer. He makes the catch on the left pylon. Did he get the touchdown? And he did. Aiden Brewer with his third touchdown of the year. And that passing game, we didn't talk about it enough, and it really hurt the Shamrocks right there.
Yeah, he's going to run a fly route, and he totally beats Liskey. Liskey's going to drop back coverage, and he's going to try to fill that hole. It's too late. It's too late.
Yeah, I mean, you said it perfectly. Aiden Brewer, one-on-one, very hard to stop. And Jack Letourneau on to kick for Noblesville. Good snap, good hold, the kick is up, and we have a tied ball game with 7:40 left in the half. Very back and forth between these two rivals. Who will bring home the Midland Rail Trophy? You're just going to have to stay tuned and find out. You are watching the Westfield Sports Network. And we are back. 7:40 left in the second quarter. A tied ball game, 7-7, after the Aiden Brewer touchdown catch. What are your biggest takeaways from that drive by the Millers?
The Millers have a passing game. That's my biggest takeaway.
The last time we were able to really say that was in the Lance Scheib era. Letourneau kicking this one away. That ball lands at the 15-yard line on the right sideline, picked up by Garnett, gets to the 20, gets a cutback move, gets to the 27 on the right sideline before finally being brought down. And here comes the Westfield offense looking to respond.
Really, all they need to do is just execute and keep the ball moving, keep it out of the Millers' offense hands as much as they can, and just execute long drives that result with some points.
First down and 10 from the 26-yard line on the right hash for Westfield. Two receivers left, Bo Braun, the lone man right. Noblesville showing 4-2-5. But Gavin Kenyon was kind of lurking there, but now he's the third linebacker in the play. Gilbert takes the snap, guns it left. He's got Aaron Bolus on the left hash mark 50, and he makes the catch before being brought down. Aaron Bolus, what a play.
Yeah, he took a hard hit to the head. I don't know if you were paying attention, but when he dropped down, I'm glad he's okay.
Westfield at their own 49. Gilbert takes the snap, hand off to Garnett. Garnett cocking left, trucks his way through defenders, gets to the 46-yard line before he is tackled by what looks to be Austin Hastings, who has been the lead tackler for this Millers team all season. 2nd down and 6 for Westfield at the Noblesville 46. Gilbert takes the snap, fakes the give, throws down the middle. He's got Max Nosler. Nosler still on his feet, powering through tackles, and he's got the first down at the 33-yard line on the left hash. Max Nosler, big play Max, doing it all tonight.
He plays the tight end position at such a high level, and he executes and he finishes drives.
Gilbert at the 33-yard line in Noblesville territory, looking towards the sideline. 2 receivers left. 1 man right, it's not. 6 up front for Noblesville. Gilbert takes a snap, guns it left, looking for Aaron Bolus on the left sideline at the 28. Doesn't make the catch. However, a flag is down, possibly for a late hit.
Yes, I would assume that's what it is, but also, had he waited just a little bit, I know the pocket was kind of collapsing on him, but Bo Braun was slipping through on a fade route to the end zone.
Oh, Bo Braun. We talked about it before the game. He has been the most improved player on this Westfield team.
No doubt.
And that is on Noblesville. But let's take a look around the league. HSC in a back-and-forth contest up 14-7 over Fishers. That will be a score, especially with Westfield taking on HSC next week. That will be something to monitor throughout the evening. 1st down and 10 at the 18-yard line for Westfield. At the left hash, Gilbert takes the snap, hands it off to Garnett. Garnett gets wrapped up at the 17-yard line by what looks to be Corbin Hornickel.
AG tried going off tackle. Noblesville read it perfectly.
And 2nd down and 9 for Westfield at the 17-yard line to Noblesville 17. Nosler motioning right for up front for the Millers. Gilbert, Aaron Bolus motioning to the right. Gilbert takes the snap, throws to his right to Aaron Bolus on the screen pass. Outside the numbers 10, gets a cutback move, and he is stopped on the right sideline at the 6-yard line, finally being pushed out of bounds. But that looks like it's going to be a Westfield 1st down. Or apparently not. 3rd down and 1. It's hard to tell from up here, but 3rd down and 1, I think they'll get it. It's okay. 3rd down and 1 from the 7-yard line. Gilbert takes the snap, hands it off to Garnett. Garnett sheds a tackler. It looks like he's got the 1st down at the 6-yard line before being stripped down. And 1st down and goal for Westfield.
I want to go back to that wide receiver screen last play for Gabriel Boles. That's a play I'd like to see more of, because I feel like if you get him on that outside, they're not catching him. He's so shifty. He's so quick. They're not catching him.
Absolutely. 5 minutes left in the first quarter. In the second quarter, sorry. 2 receivers left. Gilbert takes the snap, hands off to Garnett. Garnett gets a cutback move at the line of scrimmage before being tripped up by a sea of white. And it looks like he may have even lost the yard, but he didn't get anything on that. 2nd down and goal for Westfield from the 6-yard line. .435 left in the second quarter. 2nd down and 6 for Westfield. Gilbert gets the snap, and a flag is down before the play has even begun, and it's going to be a false start on the Shamrocks.
Penalties are a drive killer. Now they're backed up a little bit farther than they'd like. Maybe a slant up the middle, but I feel like Noblesville's DBs are going to be right there.
You think we could see an Aaron Bolus jet sweep?
I wouldn't mind it, and I think it's a play that it needs to happen.
I think we will see that a couple of times before the sun goes down on an incredible Westfield night. 2nd down and 11, and a flag is down yet again. Or, not a flag, but it looks like a timeout is called. And for this drive for Westfield, what has been your biggest takeaway so far?
The ability to move the ball downfield is such an exceptionally rate. They're doing it, and it's the offense. You can say what you want, but Gilbert, I feel he's feeling a little more pressure tonight. Melvin's starting, or Melvin's behind him in the depth chart. He's dressed tonight. He's ready. So I feel just Gilbert's presence in the pocket really is killing these Noblesville. These throws, he's accurate, gets it out on time. He's doing everything right tonight.
Indeed, and that also plays in with his IQ, which I think is top-notch at the high school level. I've talked about it many times before, how just he's a student of the game, if you will. He's just the type of kid that you would want to be your quarterback in general, and the great mindset. He's a perfect leader. But 2nd down and goal for Westfield at the 11-yard line. Aaron Bolus motioning right. Gilbert takes the snap. Makes the give. Takes it up the middle. Gilbert, he's got the touchdown. Jackson Gilbert on the fake give to Aaron Bolus. Takes it up the middle. And Westfield takes a 13-7 lead.
Quarterback design run, little quick fake, takes it right up the middle, right in the defense's throat. And that's the quarterback keeper. He's shown it off quite a bit this season.
Yeah, Jackson Gilbert, do not sleep on the rushing ability. Bame on to kick off. Good snap, good hold. The kick is up, and it is good. And that means we have a 14-7 lead with 4:05 left in the second quarter. The Westfield Shamrocks rolling. You are watching the Westfield Sports Network. Sorry about that. And we are back. Bame on to kick off after a Westfield touchdown drive that ended in a Jackson Gilbert touchdown. Bame kicks it off. Schaffner, it's a squib kick. Schaffner recovers at the 10-yard line on the left hash mark 20. Gets to through defenders at the 30-yard line on the left hash before finally being brought down.
Kind of surprised he took it out, if I'm being honest. But he's so shifty, so quick. And his confidence is so high. What does he have to lose?
Yeah, I don't blame Schaffner for taking that out. He's shed many tacklers tonight. He's trucked his way through many defenders. He's the real deal. 31-yard line on the left hash for the Millers. Shotgun formation for Baker. Baker, the QB Schaffner actually. Schaffner sheds a tackler, and he gets to a gain of about 2 before being stopped. Logan Schaffner, I mean, like I said, hard to stop.
I would love a statistic of how many shedded tackles he has just in tonight's game.
Yeah. A lot. That's all you need to know. A lot. 2nd down and 7 for the Millers from the 31-yard line, their own 31-yard line. Baker in the gun again. Westfield 4-2-5 on defense. Baker claps his hands for the snap, gets it. Throws to his right, and it's in the dirt at the 45-yard line. Nobody home, but a flag is down as we await the call. And it looks like that's pass interference on Noblesville. So that's going to push them back.
I was about to be really upset if that was called on Westfield because non-catchable pass.
Yeah, great coverage, I will say, throughout that entire secondary, especially from Drew Law, who has been great in the secondary. Now is the perfect time to look around the league again. Brownsburg up 18-7 over Avon in the second quarter. Hamilton Southeastern and Fishers still a 7-point ball game, 14-7. And Noblesville moving back all the way to the 20. That is brutal.
Drive killer. Penalties are drive killers.
I mean, we've said it many times tonight because it's true. 2nd down and 21 for Noblesville. Westfield 4-2-5. Baker claps his hands for the snap, gets it. Etchard coming with the pressure, throws it down the middle at the 21-yard line with the pressure, but it's caught and he is stopped. And it looks like for Noblesville, that was Gage Goalie with his first catch of the day.
Bringing pressure, putting pressure on that quarterback. See if Westfield can get Noblesville off the field right
And
here.
it looks like a timeout from Westfield. And there's a lot to take away from what has happened so far tonight. A 14-7 ball game. What, in your opinion, does Westfield have to do to stop not only the wing T, but we saw earlier, even just the passing game in general?
For the wing T, they really just got to continue to stack the box and just try to bring as much pressure as they can. The Noblesville running game, it's probably one of the best running games in the state. And in terms of the passing game, they got to anticipate the pass. It's hard to do with such a run-heavy offense like Noblesville. Saw it down there when Noblesville scored. It's got to be good situational awareness.
And I want to take a quick look at the student section for Westfield. Anthony Calhoun was here. I don't know where he went. He might still be here, but Anthony Calhoun was in the house, and these people could barely contain themselves. It's just an incredible atmosphere. It's filled to the brim at the student section. And 3rd down and 20 for the Millers. My goodness, from their own 21-yard line. Jacob Baker alone in the gun. Schaffner motioning right, fakes the give. Baker, plenty of time to throw, throws deep over the middle. Nobody home at the 35-yard line, incomplete. That brings up 4th down, and that brings up the punting unit for Noblesville.
Great work by Westfield to get this high-functioning offense off the field. Now, this is a key drive for Westfield. They can put points on the board. They can start to close out on this Noblesville.
And the momentum, again, that has to be brought up considering that they get the ball to start the second half.
That is true.
Letourneau on to punt this one away. High snap, still gets it off. And a fair catch at the 48-yard line, right hash mark by Andrew Liskey, who did have a kickoff return touchdown against Noblesville, or a punt return touchdown against Noblesville in sectional play last year. This matchup is very important because of that matchup that happened in sectionals last year. Westfield ended up winning that game 42-21 off of the legs and the arm of Kansas Jayhawks quarterback Cole Ballard. Westfield on the right hash mark, their own 47-yard line. They have 2 timeouts with 2:41 left in the half. Gilbert takes the snap, gives it to Garnett. Garnett rolling right, gets outside the numbers at the 45 on the right sideline before being pushed out of bounds. Kendall Garnett doing it again.
I'll put that guy in a trench. Gets off the outside so quickly. Kendall Garnett off tackle. It's lethal, man.
Very lethal. Kendall Garnett, I mean, top 5 running back in the state. We can have that discussion another time, though. We have football to play. 2nd down and 3 in Noblesville territory. Gilbert takes the snap, looks to throw, slings it left, and that pass is picked off at the 25-yard line. Cox right at the 35, gets to the 40 on the left sideline. I don't know who he was going for, but Cole Richardson gets the interception off of Gilbert. Gilbert threw 2 of those last week and doing it again this week.
What I observed, I think he was trying to hit Bo Braun on a post or a slant. I couldn't really tell, but I think when Braun was supposed to come in, and that was a miscommunication.
So, yeah, just a miscommunication on the route?
Yeah, that's what I was reading.
Yep, that'll do it. And Jacob Baker is in the shotgun again. Like I said, the wing T, it's there. It's their bread and butter, but they still are going to go shotgun more often. 1st down and 10 for Noblesville. Baker taking the low snap, takes it himself on the QB keeper, and he is stripped down at the 40-yard line. It's going to be a gain of about 2 on that play.
Yeah. Short little gain. I don't know what their plan is. Try to score or just get in the field.
2nd down and 8 for Noblesville on the left hash, 40. Baker alone in the gun, claps his hands for the snap, gets it, fires to his right on the screen pass to Schaffner, outside the numbers at the 40, gets to the 45, spin move 50, and the football is out! A dog pile at the 50-yard line, and Westfield has the football! Micah Webster comes up with the football, and what looked to be a big-time play for Noblesville turns into a disaster for the Millers.
I love the Westfield defense's sense of urgency. We need to get them off the field. Just after a turnover by Westfield, the Westfield D gets the ball right back in Jackson Gilbert's hands for a chance at redemption.
Westfield, the student section with the country theme, they're loving it. Noblesville, red, white, and blue, they're not loving it so much. 3 receivers right for Westfield, all bunched up. 48-yard line. Gilbert takes the snap, slings it right, outside the numbers at the 48 on a screen pass to Aaron Bolus, gets a spin move, still on his feet, and he is finally brought down at the 48-yard line. Just Logan Schaffner, that is very rare for him not to hold on to the football.
You may not see that again all season. Definitely going to eat that one alive on film.
Yeah, Monday will be a rough day for him. Gilbert takes the snap, slings it left to Aaron Bolus. Aaron Bolus still on his feet, trucks a tackler, gets to the 40-yard line in Noblesville territory for the 1st down on the left sideline. And Cole Richardson, who came up with the interception, makes the tackle.
Gabe is so powerful in his legs. It's so hard to bring him.
Left hash mark at the 41-yard line, and a timeout is called with 1:05 left in the half. Westfield looking to take an even bigger momentum swing than they already had. And the momentum has been in their favor indeed.
Yes, it has. And they need to continue driving down the field. I really like to see him get a touchdown here. Got a minute 5. Do it. Plenty of time.
And let's take a quick look around the league. Zionsville and Franklin Central tied 3-3 at halftime. Hamilton Southeastern taking a 14-point lead over Fishers in the second quarter, up 21-7. Ron Colley is up 21-0 over Columbus North. It's a great week for high school football, and IMG Academy up 21-7 over Ben Davis. And here's Westfield on the left hash mark at the 40-yard line. Zeke Richardson out there at wide receiver. Gilbert alone in the gun. Takes a snap, hands it off to Aaron Bolas, who motioned left, and Aaron Bolas gets outside the numbers at the 38 and is brought down, which brings up 2nd down and 7 for Westfield.
Trying to go outside with him is better and better.
4 receivers for Westfield, all on the right side. Gilbert takes a snap, slings it right to Aaron Bolas at the 35, gets to the 30 on the right sideline before being pushed out of bounds, and that moves the chains, and that is a Westfield first down with 37 seconds left in the half. First and 10 for Westfield at the 30-yard line, right hash. 3 receivers left. Gilbert takes the snap, hands it off to Nosler. Nosler plows his way through defenders, and just shy of the first down marker, he's finally brought down. Max Nosler doing it all tonight with his feet and his hands. 2nd down and 2 with 20 seconds left, the clock ticking. Gilbert alone in the gun, gets the snap. Throws deep for the end zone. Once Aaron Bolas. He's got Aaron Bolas. Touchdown. Gilbert to Aaron Bolas. What a connection.
Aaron Bolas is just going to slip right to the end zone. Gilbert sets back in the pocket, throws it downfield. Aaron Bolas had great separation. Just a great play all around by Westfield.
Perfect way to bounce back from an interception, by the way, to just strike back with a touchdown of your own. Jackson Gilbert, what a great quarterback. Brody Bame on to kick off with kick the PAT with 10 seconds left in the half. Good snap, good hold. It's up. It's good. 21-7 with 10 seconds left in the half for Westfield. I can't stress this enough. What a momentum swing.
That fumble said it all, man. By the defense, it set the tone for that drive. Noblesville had an interception. It looks kind of bad for Gilbert, say blatantly, but then he comes back out. Great drive. It speaks to the character and the calmness and the collectiveness of Jackson Gilbert.
And I totally agree with that in the way that a lot of high school kids, they don't have that strength in their mind to improve after something like that happens. A lot of people, they get discouraged when something like that happens, and then maybe the lights are a little bit too bright for them, but not for Gilbert. The Friday night lights are meant for him. Ever since he was a little kid, when he was about 6 years old, moving here when his father became the head coach of the Westfield Shamrocks. And now, look at the empire Coach Gilbert has built with his son at quarterback.
That is a really great way to put it.
Dame on to kick off. Schaffner back deep to receive. And with 10 seconds to go, he just lofts it at the 15. It's caught, gets to the 20, cuts right at the 25, and he is stripped down at the 25-yard line by Jake Good. For Noblesville returning, that was Bryce Englert. Anyway, five seconds left for Noblesville. What do you expect from them here? Do you think they take a knee or do they take a shot?
With how unpredictable this offense is, I really couldn't tell you.
Yeah, no kidding, man. It's very hard to predict what they're going to do. Wing T formation. It looks like they might just knee it. and they just knee it. And that takes us into halftime. The Westfield Shamrocks with a 14-point lead over the Noblesville Millers, 21-7. Westfield gets the second half kickoff. Boy, what was your biggest takeaway from this first half performance?
I'd have to say Jackson Gilbert. I really just praise him for all that he's done, even in this game. Like I said earlier in the broadcast, the collectiveness, the calmness. After making a bad play, he comes back out, throws a touchdown to Aaron Boles. She's consistently moving the ball downfield. Noblesville's not a bad team in terms of defense. And doing it at such a high rate, I'm very confident in his ability to continue to take this team far this season.
And now Westfield, a huge momentum swing from what we saw earlier, up 14, and I couldn't agree with you more. Noblesville, not a bad team, but Jackson Gilbert has the peace of mind to make it work. We're going into halftime. We've got the band coming out. The band, they've been practicing all afternoon. We'll see what they could do at halftime. You are watching the Westfield Sports Network.
Let's have one more applause for these seniors and for the Westfield High School dance team. Westfield, Indiana, please welcome the Westfield High School Marching Band. Westfield's 2023 program is uncharted and features Come Sail Away by Styx, Lost Without You by Freya Ridings, and the music of Philip Glass. Westfield High School is proud to present in exhibition performance drum majors Caleb McConkey, Brianna Clark, and Ava Alessandrini, and the pride of Westfield.
Visit My Logo Shop in downtown Westfield for all your Rocks gear and many more. MyLogoShop.com also does web orders for your organization, company, event, or church. Ditch the order forms and order online or contact My Logo Shop.
One to 7 over the Noblesville Millers. And we are back for second half action between Shamrocks and the Noblesville Millers. Westfield up 21 to 7. If you're just now tuning in, I'm Rowan Elbert. Drew Taylor left. So Callie Sigler's here. And
It was a pleasure being here, Rowan.
I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. And it's going to be a fun ride. We have less than a minute until halftime. Great show by the band, by the way. I'm sure their band director is going to love that. Just put on a great performance. I can't even lie.
Yeah, lots of effort goes into that and for their nice performances.
Yeah, truly one of the best bands in the state. I mean, I don't know the other bands, but I do want to give a quick shout out to the best brand in the game, My Logo Shop. My Logo Shop. Anything you can think of that can go on a shirt, it's going on a shirt. That is just how great they are, and they've hooked it up for us plenty of time. I'm actually wearing a My Logo Shop shirt right now. We all are. We're all repping the merch. We're having a good time with it, and obviously My Logo Shop, huge thanks to them. Go check out one of their locations. They are incredible. And with Westfield and Noblesville, I mean, let's do a quick rundown of what went down. Micah Webster started the game off with a touchdown for the Shamrocks. Noblesville struck back with an Aiden Brewer touchdown. Jacob Baker throwing an absolute dot. And then Westfield, after that, it was Jackson Gilbert on the quarterback keeper to make it a 14-7 game. Then the tides turned after the running back Logan Hoffner fumbles the football, recovered by Michael Webster, and then Gabe Arambolas catching a touchdown to make it a 21-7 ball game. Logan Schaffner. But yeah, it's been up and down for Westfield, but they've gotten what they wanted.
Yeah, for sure. We talked a little during our pregame show that Gabriel Bowles needs to get involved more this game, and he has gotten involved, and it's really helping.
Indeed, Gabe Arambolas is just a Swiss Army knife on offense, just in the amount of ways he can be utilized, and it's hard to deny the greatness of Gabe Arambolas. I think he's been a top 3 receiver on this team since he was a freshman, and he will go down when it's all said and done as one of the greatest Shamrocks ever. I think he's already in that conversation.
Yeah, for sure. He is amazing on and off the field.
And second half action kicking off after this quick break. You are watching the Westfield Sports Network. And before we go back, I do want to have a trivia question. I have a trivia question for you. I want you to put the answer in the comments. I can't lie, it's a pretty easy one, but I want to give you this question. This former Rocks quarterback, who was the Westfield starting quarterback in 2014 and 2015, last night pitched a 7-inning shutout in the MLB for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Who is this player? Leave your answer in the chat, and we will reveal the answer at the start of the third quarter. Like I said, kind of a layup, but it's the first time we're doing this, so enjoy it and put the right answer in the comments. Noblesville will kick off against Westfield. Back deep to receive is Garnett and Liskey. And for Noblesville at kicker, it's going to be Jack Letourneau again kicking off, as the sun has come down, and that means the Friday night lights are shining brighter than ever. Who will bring home the Midland Rail Trophy? Letourneau bombs this one away, and we are underway. Second half action. Kendall Garnett takes it in the back of the end zone for a touchback, and here comes Gilbert and the offense, bouncing back from an interception earlier, and then Gabe Arambolas touchdown. Just what have you seen from Jackson Gilbert that you really like tonight?
I mean, he's not on target tonight, Turnovers really get you, but he is doing amazing out there. His really passes have been on target, and he's getting the job done.
First down and 10 for Westfield at their own 20-yard line. 4-2-5 for Noblesville. Gilbert takes the snap, hand off to Garnett, gets a cutback move, and he is stopped well behind the line of scrimmage by Grayson Owens for Noblesville, and that brings up second down, and it looks to be about 12 for Westfield. Second down and 11 for Westfield from their own 19-yard line. 3 receivers left, including Will Irwin. 4 up front for Noblesville. Arambolas motioning right. Gilbert takes the snap, fakes the give, but he gives it up the middle to, it looks like that was Garnett. I could be wrong. And I am wrong. It's Parker Knott. It's very hard to tell from up here with the black and just the black jerseys in general, but Parker Knott, his second carry of the season. He is one of 4 Westfield receivers who have gotten a carry this season, which includes Nosler, Aaron Bolus, Knott, and also Jacob Braun, sorry. 3rd down and 8 for Westfield. At the 22-yard line, Knott motioning right, Garnett in the backfield with Gilbert. Takes the snap, fakes the give, rolls to his right, drops the football, has to jump on it, and that's Noblesville football, it looks like. Just a terrible miscommunication, and it looked like for Noblesville that was Grayson Owens coming up clutch again.
Yeah, that was just a drop pass from Gilbert. He was looking to pass and just slipped out of his hands, and Noblesville jumped on it. That's a great play on Noblesville part.
And just not what you want to have to start off the drive. And not only that, Noblesville, they take over at the 19-yard line. They're the Westfield 19-yard line, and it's just a terrible momentum swing against Westfield. Baker under center in the wing tee. Gets the snap, hands it off to Bellin. Bellin gets stopped up by a sea of black and green, and that's going to bring up 2nd down and medium for the Millers.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of running from them, but they're honestly moving the pile, so gaining 4 or 5 yards a carry is pretty good for Noblesville part.
Ten minutes left in the 3rd quarter. 2nd down and 7 for Noblesville at the 15-yard line. Wing T yet again. Baker gets it. And off to Golans. Golans, he's got the 1st down at the 6-yard line on the right hash, and he gets tripped up by King. And Noblesville just pushing it with the run game again. Second down and 7 for Noblesville with 9:40 left. Clock ticking. 1st and goal. Westfield showing blitz. Noblesville in wing T. Baker gets it. Hands off to his running back, and he gets to about the 3-yard line before being tripped up. That's Gage goalie again. And we haven't seen enough of Logan Schaffner in this drive.
Yeah,
but he is on the field.
Yeah, Noblesville is doing a great job. Westfield was showing blitz there, but they're finding those holes and just running.
On the right hash, 2nd down and goal from the 3. Going back to the wing T. Baker under center. Gets the snap, gives it to Bellin. Bellin trucks his way to the end zone. Did he get there? It looks like he is just short. And that brings up 3rd down and goal from inside the 1-yard line. Aaron Bolus on the tackle for Westfield. Gabe Bellin being stopped at the goal line. Baker, 3rd down and 1. Baker gets it. Hands off to goalie, and goalie is in for the touchdown. Gage goalie, his 1st touchdown of the game, and that makes it a 21-13 Westfield lead with 8:21 left in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, if you're Westfield, that's not really how you wanted to start it off, but I think they can overcome this turnover. They had many turnovers last week versus Zionsville.
And Jack Letourneau on for the kick. Snap is down, the hold is down, and it's up and good. And now a 21-14 ball game. What looked like to be just an absolute, power showing by Westfield in the 2nd quarter has turned into a nightmare. Westfield's still up 7, but it's just not looking as bright as we were once hoping. We're going to take a quick commercial break. You are watching the Westfield Sports Network. 8:21 left in the third quarter. The Noblesville Millers down 7 against the Westfield Shamrocks. Midland Rail Trophy on the line. Letourneau on to kickoff for the Millers. And this one goes to the back of the end zone for a touchback. And out comes Gilbert and the offense. 2 turnovers so far on the day. And Westfield, they have fumbled the ball 6 times this year, losing 3. By the way, let's go back to that trivia question. I asked this former Rocks quarterback who started in 2014 and 2015, pitched a 7-inning shutout in the MLB for the Dodgers last night. Who is it? The answer was Ryan Pepio. And Jane Carnes got that right. I believe you were my CCR teacher in 7th grade. So that's just great. First down and 10 for Westfield. Gilbert takes the snap, hand off to Garnett, swerves his way through tacklers, gets a cutback move on the left hash mark, and he is stopped just shy of the first down marker by Grayson Owens, which brings up 2nd down and 1.
Garnett is very shifty, so he's making plays out there.
2nd down and 1 on the left hash mark at the 29-yard line for Westfield. 3 receivers right. 4-2-5 for Noblesville. Gilbert gets the snap, fakes the give, pressure coming, has to roll to his right, slings it right into the dirt, intended for Aaron Bolus on the screen pass, and incomplete. And 3rd down and 1 for Westfield. The left hash mark. I don't get why you just give it to Garnett up the middle.
And he's been making plays, and you're only need a yard here.
Gilbert takes the snap, hands it off to Garnett up the middle. Did he get the first down? It looks like he did. He got just enough for the first down before being stopped by Austin Hastings. And call me a prophet, but hey, man, I mean, I called it. Not much more to be said. First down and 10 for Westfield at the 31-yard line. Gilbert gets the snap, fakes the give, throws to his left, and Nosler outside the numbers at the 35 on the left sideline. Still on his feet, gets to the 45, and is finally pushed out of bounds by Carter Richardson. Carter Richardson, I believe the brother of Cole Richardson, who had the interception earlier. Left hash mark at the 43-yard line for Westfield. 6 up front for Noblesville. Gilbert takes the snap, fakes the give. On his back foot, slings it to Nosler. Outside the numbers at the 50, makes the catch, and he gets a cutback move before being stopped on the left sideline by Richardson.
That's an off-balance throw, and that's good for Gilbert to be able to make those passes.
Yeah, Jackson Gilbert, he's the type of guy that can do it all with his feet and his arm. 2nd down 3 from the 50-yard line on the left hash. 4-2-5 for Noblesville, 3 receivers right. Gilbert gets the snap. Takes it himself left on the QB keeper, gets to the 45-yard line outside the numbers. He's got the first down before he is pushed out of bounds. Jackson Gilbert, like I mentioned earlier, literally just 10 seconds ago, he can use his feet to make big-time plays. 7:18 left in the third quarter.
And he's also not afraid to take hits like he did right there.
Gilbert takes the snap, hands off to Garnett up the middle. Garnett powers his way to about the 39-yard line before he is tripped up and stopped. Three receivers right for Gilbert. 2nd down and 6 at the 37-yard line. Gilbert takes the high snap, throws right to Aaron Bolus on the screen pass. A flag is down. He's outside the numbers at the 45, and he is finally stopped for what looks like to be a first down at the 37-yard line, but a flag is down. We'll see what the call is.
It looked like it might have been a holding call.
And indeed, it was a hold, which, like our good friend Drew Taylor said, penalties kill drives.
They do, but it's only 2nd down here. They can gain this right back.
I believe they can. They've done it before tonight. Let's take a quick look around the league, though. Zionsville in the third quarter up 10-3 over Franklin Central. Brownsburg. Oh, you have something against Franklin Central?
No, I was just talking. We were talking the pregame show, and I said Zionsville. You said Franklin Central, so.
I'm a Nevin Tutterow believer. 50-yard line. Gilbert takes the snap. Pressure coming. Throws on the run. He's got Bo Braun outside the numbers at the 45 and is finally tripped up and stopped. But Bo Braun, his second catch of the day, making it look easy.
Yeah, he wanted to get more yardage there, but it is a 3rd and 13 here.
Close game alert. Perry, Meridian, and Plainfield tied 14-14 in the second quarter. Something to monitor as we go through the night. 3rd down and 12 for Westfield on the right hash mark 45. Gilbert takes the snap. Pressure coming up the middle. Has to run. Throws on his back foot, right sideline, and it is caught! Bo Braun! Are you serious? What a catch!
There is a flag in the backfield, so I hope that it's not coming
Do not
back.
ruin this for me. Do not ruin this for me. And oh my goodness. Oh no, this is going against Westfield. That is brutal. That was such a great catch by Braun.
Yeah, that was an amazing catch by Braun.
And what a great throw by Gilbert too, but unfortunately the penalty's called and Westfield gets moved back and the penalties are a killer again.
Yeah, that is not what you want to see if you're at Westfield.
Not at all. And still a stoppage in play amongst the referees. It looks like head coach Dave Sharp has an issue. Dave Sharp, I have to give him some credit where credit is due. His wing T offense has been pretty effective for Noblesville at times. And after the legendary Lance Scheib retired in 2016, it's delay of game on Westfield. To finish up what I was saying earlier, after Scheib retired in 2016, they had 2 coaches in 3 years. Dave Sharp comes in and ends the head coaching carousel in 2020, and it looks like he is here to stay.
I mean, coaches are really vital to the team, and that's amazing that Noblesville doesn't have to go through many coaching changes in the next coming years.
And Westfield gets pushed back all the way to the 40 in their own territory. That's bad. On the right hash mark, 3 receivers left. Parker Knott, the far man left. 3rd down and 27. You believe in miracles? Because I do. Gilbert takes the snap, hands off to Garnett. Garnett gets a cutback move. Still on his feet, shedding a tackler. Still on his feet again, and he gets to the 44-yard line before being tripped up and stopped, and the punting unit comes on for Westfield.
Yeah, we were hoping maybe he would get an open hole right there, but not really anything on a 3rd and 27, so we're hoping the D can stop him.
Yeah, that D is going to be, that's what's that D for Westfield. Like Drew said earlier, you take away the run game, they don't have an offense, which I don't know about that point anymore after the passing touchdown. But Bame bombs it away, rolls to the 20-yard line, still rolling, and Brody Bame, yet again, a kick/punt inside the 20-yard line. This is why he is a Division I level kicker. He was invited to the AT&T Army Bowl at Jerry World. Kick. He's had offers from Duke, Ball State, Iowa State. I mean, Brody Bame is the real deal.
He for sure is the real deal.
Also, Owen Wright, the backup kicker. I think next year, with him getting the full-time reps, also wearing the number 16. I think he's got big things ahead for him. Wing T for Noblesville at the 12-yard line. Baker gets it, hands it off, and he gets through a few defenders, and it looks like that was Golins again, who had the touchdown earlier. And with 4:40 left in the third quarter, 2nd down and 6 is brought up for Noblesville. We've got a tight ball game.
We do, and we've experienced these tight ball games before, like last week.
Second down and 6 for Noblesville at the 15-yard line. Obviously going to the wing T. Baker under center. Gets it, hands it off, and it looks like that was Schaffner. Schaffner still on his feet, and he is finally wrapped up and brought down at around the 18-yard line. And now 3:55 with the clock still ticking. 3rd down and 2 for Noblesville at the 20-yard line.
Gilbert is telling his team to get excited and get hyped because I think that's what they need. And also this crowd to get hyped.
3rd down and 2. Baker gets the snap, hands it off to, it looks like Schaffner. And Schaffner, it looks like he's got the 1st down and a little bit more. Gets to the 24-yard line. Will Irwin on the sideline, hyping up the crowd. He's got an incredible podcast, the Slim Irwin podcast. You may hear a familiar voice on that podcast, by the way. I may come on as a special guest every now and then, but it's an incredible podcast. Just wanted to let you all know. 1st down and 10 for Noblesville at their own 25-yard line. Baker under center. Wing T again gets the snap. Keeps it himself, and he is wrapped up at the line of scrimmage by Casey Graybill, it looks like. On the quarterback keeper, no bueno.
Now, Westfield is always ready for quarterback keepers.
And with the clock still ticking, 2:40 left in the third quarter. Westfield up 21-14 if you're just now tuning in. 2nd down and 9 for Noblesville. Back to the wing T again. Baker under center. Gets it. Hands it off to what looks to be Schaffner. Trucks his way to the 30-yard line before being stopped by a pile of rocks.
This is where Westfield has to be there. They have to really take this 3rd down to get off the field.
Yeah, 3rd down and 4 for Noblesville at the 30-yard line, and that is absolutely the goal here. Get off the field if you're the defense. 2 minutes left. Baker under center. Gets the snap, hands it off to Bellin. Actually, that's Schaffner. And Schaffner is going to be just short of the line to gain. We've seen them go for it on 4th down 2 times. One of those plays ended up being a touchdown. So, and they're going to stay on the field again. Very risky, but when you got a high-powered running offense, it's hard to stop. Baker gets it, hands it off up the middle to Bellin, and Bellin has the 1st down that looks like moving the chains for Noblesville. Both teams with 3 timeouts. That's going to be a huge factor going into the 4th quarter, I believe. 1st down and 10 for Noblesville at their own 34-yard line on the left hash. Baker gets it, fakes the give. On the play action, throws deep over the middle, looking for goal. It's over his head at the 30 and incomplete. Micah Webster, great coverage, and oh no, he's still on the ground after that, slow to get up, but he's getting up. That's great to see. Michael Webster has been just one of the best defensive players on this team, quite frankly. And also on offense, getting the rushing touchdown earlier, a fumble recovery. He's doing it all. A Swiss Army knife, and it's unfortunate to see him go down, but it looks like he's all right.
Westfield has a lot of Swiss Army knives, and that's what makes them such a good team out there.
I know, I've said it a couple times tonight. I'm kind of overusing it. 1:10 left in the third quarter, second down and 10, and we have a timeout called, and it's Noblesville. How do you feel about Noblesville burning a timeout right here?
I mean, we still have another quarter to go, but maybe they just didn't like something they called, and I mean, it could be hurtful later on to them, but it's better than taking a 5-yard penalty, I guess.
And with the head coaching battle, I want to talk about that again. Dave Sharp and Jake Gilbert. I mean, these guys are both just great football minds. If you talk to either of them, which I've talked to Coach Gilbert, I talk to him every week on the Westfield Sports Show. Check it out. No, he's just an incredible football mind as you would want, and both coaches have come into their programs and have elevated them to that next level, and I have to respect it for both Sharp and Gilbert.
Yeah, you know, when I talk to Gilbert during halftime, he's always real. He's always wants more from his team, and also probably with Sharp, they're both like really good coaches, and these teams are really lucky to have them.
We have a young man in the crowd wearing a black and gold Noblesville Millers jersey going past the student section. I'm sure he had to hear a lot of things said towards him that were not so nice,
That's very
to
bold
say the
of him.
least.
It is very bold of him.
Hey, kid's got guts. Second down and 10 with a minute 10 at the 34-yard line. Baker under center. Takes it himself. Cocking right, gets to the 37-yard line before he's tripped up and stopped by, it looks like to me it was Drew Law. Once again, very hard to tell with the black jerseys for Westfield.
It is very hard. I'm gonna need to go buy some binoculars for myself.
Third down and 8 with less than a minute left. Clock ticking at 35 seconds. At the 37-yard line for Noblesville. Baker alone in the gun. Two receivers to his right, and a timeout is called. Is it on Noblesville burns another timeout. Now they only have one remaining. That's questionable.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen so many timeouts, but they're a very run-heavy defense, so lining up in a pass formation, that might not have been something they wanted to see.
Anyway, yeah, I absolutely agree with that. And with 25 seconds left, Westfield looking to get off the field. Noblesville, yeah, called yet another timeout, which is pretty odd. Which, just what are your thoughts on burning yet another timeout?
I mean, I don't really know what's going on. They're not like NFL and have a headset in their mic, so I don't know. I think it's very weird. They might need it later on, so.
Third down and 8 for Noblesville, and it's Jacob Baker alone in the gun. Third down and 8. Two receivers right. 4-2-5 for Westfield. Baker gets the snap. Throws deep down the middle, looking for his tight end, and no bueno, nobody home. Incomplete. Great coverage by Drew Law. He was looking for Aiden Brewer, but no dice.
Yeah, it was looking like Aiden Brewer really wasn't paying attention right there for the ball. He was trying to turn around, and by the time he looked, the ball was already right past him.
I mean, it was slightly overthrown. I will give that to Aiden Brewer, but
Yeah.
I also have to say, though, that it was just a little bit of a miscommunication, but that connection between Brewer and Baker is very good. Andrew Liskey back deep to receive. Paterno punting this ball away, almost blocked by Keegan Krupp. And this one rolls to Liskey at the 30. It's a cutback move at the 35, still on his feet, shedding tacklers, and he is finally stopped by Israel Alidipu.
You know, that was a great move. He was trying to get out there, but the tacklers just came to him too fast.
And first down and 10 for Westfield at their own 39-yard line with 10 seconds left in the third quarter, looking to take a double possession lead. Five up front for Noblesville. Gilbert in the gun, takes the snap, fakes the give, throws over the middle, and it's incomplete, out of the hands of Gabe Arambolas. It looked like he had it, but just not there.
Yeah, that would have been a good pass. He would have probably got 20 yards off that catch right there.
Yeah, the yards after the catch with Gabe Arambolas is a great thing to bring up. He's great after the catch. But I think on that play, I think he was thinking more about that than the actual catch, and it resulted in the incompletion. Second down and 10 for Westfield at their own 34-yard line. Or their own 39-yard line, sorry. Actually, yeah, 34-yard line. I forgot how to count. Jackson Gilbert on the left hash gets the snap. Pressure coming to his right. He slings it to the left, and it's bobbled out of the hands of Max Nosler and incomplete. And this brings up third down and 10 for Westfield at the 34-yard line.
Yeah, it's not something you're hoping for Westfield to drop passes.
Third down and 10 with 1 second left. This will definitely be the final play of the half. Or not the half, the quarter, sorry. And what has happened to me the past couple of plays? I can't tell you, but third down and 10, 1 second left. Can the Shamrocks have one last play in them? For 6 up front, Gilbert takes the snap. Pressure coming from all angles. Throws over the middle. Nobody home. Intended for Arambolas in the dirt at the 50. And that brings up fourth down and 10 as the third quarter comes to an end. It's been a back and forth battle between two great teams. The 2-1 Noblesville Millers and the 3-1 Westfield Shamrocks. Who will come home with the Midland Rail Trophy? You are watching the Westfield Sports Network. Anyway, Bame on to punt this one away. Fourth quarter action as we're returning. Bame on to punt away. Schaffner back deep to receive. Bame gets it. Bombs it away. Schaffner at the 25. Rolls to him at the 20. And it's still rolling inside the 10. And that one goes out of bounds on the right sideline at the 9-yard line. Brody Bame, a second punt in a row inside the 20.
You cannot punt that even better. He is doing a fantastic job.
Special teams do matter. Kickers do matter. They are football players. You heard me say it. First down and 10 for Noblesville at their own 9-yard line on the right hash mark. $11:50 left. The fourth quarter of action. Noblesville going back to the wing tee. Up front for Westfield, Baker under center. Takes the snap, hands it off the middle, up the middle to Bellin, and Bellin gets tripped up by a sea of black and green, and that brings up second down for the Millers.
Yeah, right now I think the defensive coordinator for Westfield is really just telling them to stop the run. They can't gain more than 5 yards a carry.
11:26 left. Fourth quarter, 2nd down and 6 for Noblesville at their own 13-yard line. Baker hands it off to his running back, and it looks like he's going to be stopped just shy, or about 2 yards shy of the first down marker. It's hard to tell with that dog pile who actually got the football, but it was Logan Schaffner. Third down and 3 with 10:45 left in the fourth quarter. Baker under center. Gets the snap. Hands it off to Schaffner, it looks like, and he is wrapped up and brought down by the Westfield Shamrocks.
He's going to be short.
Yeah, he is just shy of the first down marker.
We're familiar with him going for it on these fourth downs.
Yeah, but I have to reiterate, if they don't get this on 4th down and 1, the game's pretty much over. Keep that in mind. 4th down and 1 for the Millers. This is the biggest play of the game so far. Baker under center in the wing T. Gets the snap. Hands it off to Golins, and Golins gets the first down with a gain of 2 before he's tripped up and stopped. And yeah, Noblesville 3 for 3 on the day on 4th down conversions.
That's a weird stat that you say. We've not had many fourth down plays this year. So Westfield is not, or Noblesville is not scared of going down for it.
At 1st and 10 for Noblesville at the 21-yard line on the right hash. Baker gets the snap, hands it off up the middle to Bellin, and Bellin gets a gain of 2 before he is piled on by the Shamrocks. Take a quick look around the league. Zionsville and Franklin Central tied 10-10. Not so fast, pal. Brownsburg up 39-10 over Avon, and Hamilton Southeastern in the game of the week in the third quarter up 7 against Fishers. And let's take a quick look at IMG Academy up 27-7 over Ben Davis. 2nd down and 8. Baker takes the snap, hands it off to Schaffner, and Schaffner plowing his way through defenders, gets to the 28-yard line before being wrapped up. And Zionsville just took a 17-10 lead over Franklin Central. No comment. 8:40 left in the fourth quarter. 3rd down and 3. Westfield with 4 up front. Baker under center in the wing T. Gets the snap. Hands it off up the middle to Bellin, and he is just shy of the first down marker, but I totally expect them to go for it on 4th down here.
I mean, I think if they're 4th and 2, they're always going for it here. So let's see if this time Westfield can get the stop.
4th down and 1 at the 30-yard line for the Millers. Biggest play of the game. Wing T formation for Jacob Baker. This crowd is getting loud. Baker gets the snap, hands it off to Golins, and Golins gets the first down just barely, a gain of 2 before he's tripped up and stopped. And now 4 for 4 on the day on 4th down conversions for the Millers.
Yeah, Golins is a really good player. He's just dragging these 4th downs with him.
1st down and 10 for Noblesville at the 33-yard line, their own 33. Baker looking to his right. Reading the defense. Back under center. Takes the snap. Hands it off the middle. And still on his feet. Are you kidding me? That is Schaffner to the 20, the 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. Logan Schaffner. You cannot be serious. Makes it a 21-20 game. Logan Schaffner escaping tacklers and doing what he does best.
This is not what I was hoping for, Rowan. These stressful games again.
Logan Schaffner, man, I can't lie. He is Division I talent at running back.
Yeah,
I don't know what his offers are looking like, but I'm sure they're high. He's been doing this since his sophomore year. He had a 300-yard game as a sophomore. Unreal. Pick is up, and Letourneau ties the ball game. You can hear the Noblesville student section from here. And we have a 21-21 ball game in the Midland Rail Trophy game. 7-17 in the fourth quarter. This is the game of the week. Ignore what I said about HSC and Fishers. This is the place to be. Riverview Health Stadium. 7-17 left in the fourth quarter. Tied ball game. Westfield gets the ball back. We'll be right back. You are watching the Westfield Sports Network. And we are back. Fourth quarter action. Midland Rail Trophy game. 7-17 left in the fourth quarter. Letourneau kicking this one away. Westfield looking to bounce back from prior mistakes. Caught at the 25 by Graybill, and Graybill gets to the right hash mark 35. And Westfield in pretty solid field position to start the drive.
Yeah, the one thing they don't need this drive is penalties.
Yeah, penalties are a killer. It's happened multiple times where Westfield has had drives ruined because of penalties, and maybe we have a quite different outcome if not for that. 36-yard line on the right hash for the Shamrocks. 3 receivers left. Bo Braun, the lone man right. Garnett on Gilbert's left hip. Gilbert extends the hands, takes the snap, gets it. On the QB draw, hands off to Garnett. Cocking right, gets outside the numbers 45 on the right sideline, and a flag is down, but he gets absolutely lit up by Oladipo. And a flag is down. We will await the call. It looks like this one's coming back. Gilbert is not happy. You know when head coach Jake Gilbert is on the field, you know that something bad happened for Westfield when he is on the field with the headset off and Westfield is going back.
Yeah. It's a holding call, so that's a pretty big penalty, 10 yards.
It looked like to me that it was on the right tackle, Scholl. I was like, great blocking by Scholl, and then, yeah, hold.
Yeah, at the end, he kind of held him when Kendall Garnett was passing.
Yep. 3 receivers left for Westfield. First down in 20. At the 23-yard line, Gilbert takes the snap, hands it off to Garnett. And Garnett still on his feet. Cox right, gets to the 30 outside the numbers, and is finally stopped by Hastings. And Westfield, the advantage they have over Noblesville is that 3 timeouts still on the board. Noblesville, only 1.
Yeah, they might be regretting that here in like 5 minutes.
4 up front for Noblesville. Aiden Brewer out there, I believe. Gilbert takes the snap, throws over the middle, looking for Braun in the dirt. No dice, incomplete, but that was a dangerous throw because it looked like Gage goalie was out there. It looked like he was about to pick that off.
Yeah, that was overthrown, and that was a dangerous pass by Gilbert right there.
.635 left. 3rd down and 15 for the Shamrocks. Both crowds on their feet making some noise. 3 receivers left for the Shamrocks. 4 up front for Noblesville. Gilbert takes a snap in the gun. Fires left at the 35, and it's dropped by Gabe Aradbolas. That brings up 4th down and 15 for Westfield, and they will be forced to punt. Gabe Aradbolas' 2nd drop of the day. That is just not what you want.
No, that is not what you want. The minute he dropped it, he put his hands to his helmet. So that is not what you want for Gabe Arambolas.
And Bain to punt this one away. Schaffner back deep to receive at the 25. Boots it away. This ball rolls. Is that inside the 20 again? Yes, it is. Inside the 10, believe it or not. And oh my goodness, Brody Bame, are you kidding me? At the 3-yard line. That is unreal. Best punter in the nation.
He is the best punter, and they are marking him at the 2-yard line, so they are backed up to their end zone.
6:12 left in the fourth quarter. Noblesville one timeout in a tied ball game, 21-21. If you're just now tuning in, this has been very back and forth. Poor Drew Taylor for missing out on this. Back to the wing T, maybe a bit risky inside the 3-yard line. Schaffner, their center, gets the snap, hands it off. It looked like to Golens. Golens gets to the 6-yard line before being tackled by a swarm of black and green.
Golens is a very good. He is very good at getting just 3 yards at a time or 4. He is pushing the D line out there.
2nd down and 6 for Noblesville. 7-yard line. Baker under center. Gets the snap. Hands it up the middle, and it looks like that was shot there. And the football is out. Wait a second. But I think they ruled the play dead before it was picked up for a fumble. The play was more than likely dead, but still got my hopes up a little bit. As we saw right there, Samuel Pariah picking it up and running it in, but no touchdown. 21-21, 3rd down and 4 for the Millers. Biggest play of the game. This play might be the ball game. We'll see. Baker under center in the wing T. Gets the snap. Takes it himself on the QB keeper. Rolls right, and he is stopped at the line of scrimmage. 4th down. Cam Etchard with a big-time stop. Actually, Drew Law. And now Noblesville's going to have to punt. Andrew Liskey back deep to receive. Westfield has a chance to win this ball game on this drive.
Yeah, there's 4 minutes and 20 seconds on the clock right now, and we'll see how this punt goes if they're in Noblesville territory right now.
Paterno on to kickoff, or punt, sorry. Gets the low snap, almost drops it, and that is a very high punt that lands at the 20-yard line on the right sideline. I mean, that is just what Westfield needed to get momentum. Now Westfield in the red zone already. That punt way too high.
Yeah, that punt was way too high. You know, they got the velocity, but didn't get the distance right there.
And I think what may have happened, I obviously don't know, I'm not down there, but I think what may have happened, it happens a lot with punters. You want to hit the very hard part on your foot. Like, if you feel your foot, you're going to feel a very hard bone. You want to hit that with the football. He may have hit his toe, and that may have resulted in the shanked punt.
Yeah, that's not something you want to see as a punter right there. But we really want to see what Westfield can do with this yardage.
3:57 left in the fourth quarter at the 21-yard line. Aaron Bolus motioning left. Gilbert gets the snap, fakes the give, drops it, but he still picks it up on the quarterback keeper. He's got a gain of 2 before he is stopped. And Gilbert trucking his way there, but is tackled by Adam Mahedby.
And it's looking like they're switching the balls out.
They are switching the balls out. I wonder if that has nothing to do with the momentum, or I wonder if it has I wonder if that affects the momentum at all, or it doesn't affect the momentum at all. Gilbert takes the snap. Handoff up the middle. A gain of 4. And that was Micah Webster, his second carry of the day. And Webster, his first carry of the day, was a touchdown.
Yeah, you know, that's we Westfield needs a touchdown here to go above Noblesville, so we'll see what they can do.
3 minutes left. 3rd down and 5. Gilbert fakes the give. Throws to his left. He's got Brock Parker outside the numbers at the 5. He's got the first down on the left sideline. Brock Parker. Big play, Brock. His first reception of the day.
Yeah, Brock Parker is coming up big there and putting him in 1st and goal range.
First down and goal for the Shamrocks inside the 5-yard line. 3 minutes left. 3 receivers right, including Parker. Coach Slicker wants Parker to motion left. Now in the backfield with Gilbert. Gilbert takes the snap. Hands it off to Webster. Webster gets a cutback move. He gets to about the line of scrimmage before he is stopped by a pile of white. And that brings up 2nd down and goal for the Shamrocks.
Yeah, you know, that's not what Max Nassau wanted to do there. He wanted to get some yardage.
Second down and goal from the 5-yard line. Not on the left end. Aaron Bolus on the right end. Webster in the backfield with Gilbert. Gilbert takes the snap. Throws to his left. He's got Webster wide open. Touchdown! 2:22 left. Micah Webster, his 2nd touchdown of the day. And the Westfield Shamrocks may have put the game on ice with that.
Yeah, that is what we wanted to see. Micah Webster with his 2nd touchdown of the game.
Brody Bame on to try and make it a 7-point Westfield lead. Here we go. Snap, good hold. The kick's up, right down the middle, and good. And the Westfield Shamrocks, with 2:22 left, take a 7-point lead, but Noblesville, do not count them out. They have 1 timeout left. It's going to be a thrilling finish. You are not going to want to miss it. You are watching the Westfield Sports Network. Just a stoppage and play. Okay, hold up. Where did Allen go?
I put it.
Okay, just go back. Oh, no. Middle arrow, middle button. And we are back, I think. And Brody Bame on to kick off for the Shamrocks.
You know, Brody Bames had some amazing kicks and field goals. He's really another Swiss Army knife for the special teams.
Yeah, 3 punts inside the 20. I mean, not much more you can ask for him. And a punt inside the 5. He has had 2 kickoffs inside the 5-yard line, which is more impressive. Aim bombs the way, and we are underway. Dothner gets it at the 5-yard line, takes it up the middle, and he is stopped by Krupp on the right hash mark 18.
That is a great stop there.
Oh, we're good. Anyway, 2:16 left for the Millers. Baker gets the snap. Pressure coming up the middle from Goodvine. Rolls to his right and throws it away on the right sideline. Incomplete. Second down and 10. 3 receivers left. Baker in the shotgun. Baker gets the snap, rolls to his left. Pump fakes and over the head of his receiver in a late hit. Are you serious? By Webster. That is a killer. Find him. And yep, that is against Webster, roughing the passer. A second straight week with a questionable roughing the passer call. And Noblesville moves the chains. That is a big penalty with 2:05 left. On the left hash mark, 34-yard line. Westfield 4 up front. Baker takes a snap, throws to his right. He's got his tight end Brewer. The right hash mark 40. He gets to about the 44-yard line before he's tripped up and stopped. Second down, 1 for Noblesville. Baker gets the snap. Pressure coming from both ends. Throws deep for Brewer. And over his head. Almost caught. Incomplete. Third and 1 for the Millers with 3 receivers left. 4 up front. Takes it up the middle, Barker, and he's got the first down and more before he's finally tripped up at around the 48-yard line.
Yeah, that's not what Westfield wanted on that third down, but they just need to make a stop here with the last 1 minute and 31 seconds.
Yep, these are the most important plays of the football game. And it looks like we have a face mask on the defense. That just makes it even worse for Westfield. Just an even worse predicament. I mean,
yeah, that is not good for Westfield. That puts them in their territory.
Yep, just looming over them, that dark cloud at the 39-yard line. 3 receivers left. Baker takes the snap. Pressure coming from both ends. Fires left, and it's in the dirt, incomplete at the 20. Pass intended for Max Miller. Great coverage by Liskey and Law.
We've seen him attempt more passes in this drive than we've really seen the whole game, so I wonder if the time management, not having a timeout, is really affecting them.
Ball on the right hash mark. Or up front, and a low snap. Baker has to dive on. The ball's still out, and Westfield's got it at the 50-yard line. Game over. The Midland Rail Trophy is coming home to Westfield yet again. And how beautiful it is. Samuel Pariah jumping on that.
He had when the ball was down over here in the red zone, he took this to the end zone and they called it dead, so he got it right now.
And Westfield, quite frankly, they could just, with Noblesville only having 1 timeout, they could just keep running the football and it's game over. And Westfield continue their undefeated streak in the black uniforms, 4-0 in the black. Gilbert and the offense back out there. And a couple of knees can put an end to this contest. takes a knee. In Noblesville, I expect them to call a timeout, and they did. With 1:19 left, this game is all but over.
Yes, the crowd is getting ready on Westfield's side to storm the field.
Yep, I'm looking down there. It's going to be a stampede of young children storming the field. And Noblesville, their student section, heading for the exits as the Westfield Shamrocks take home yet another third straight week, a one-possession win.
I mean, at least it's not a 1-point game. I'll take it this time around.
I will take it. But, just a great, very well-played ball game by Westfield. Westfield in the victory formation. They can take a couple more knees and then game over.
We gotta wait just 30 more seconds and then one more snap and it is over.
And the victory formation for Westfield, it feels oh so sweet that Noblesville, it will still be since 2018, the last time they beat Westfield, and Westfield continues their winning streak. We talk about the 11-game win streak against Zionsville. I think a new one is forming against Noblesville. And Gilbert takes the knee. Clock still ticking. 30 seconds left. And that is going to be all she wrote. And both teams meeting at midfield, and that is your ball game. The Westfield Shamrocks win 28-21 and take home the Midland Rail Trophy yet again. And just great performance from top to bottom for the Shamrocks.
Yes, they had an amazing performance all game, and it was an amazing game. Both teams really were amazing.
And yeah, both teams played very good football. It just came out to Westfield playing better football, I will say. Who was your player of the game, in your opinion?
Micah Webster, 2 touchdowns. He did an amazing job on offense and defense.
You took my pick there with my player of the game. I'm honestly going to go to Max Nosler, which is a very underrated pick because he was just doing it all as the H and getting loads of receptions, getting some carries at running back. He was doing it all. But yeah, I would agree Webster is the player of the game. Folks, what a ball game it was. The Midland Rail Trophy is in the hands of the Westfield Shamrocks yet again, and an oh so sweet it is. Thank you all for joining us. Callie, thank you for coming on. Thank you, Drew, wherever you are.
Thank you for having me. These experiences and game days are the best things that happen on Friday night.
I do want to shout out the one and only My Logo Shop. They hook it up all the time. They are incredible as we see fans stampeding the field. But I have to say, My Logo Shop, they're incredible. Go check them out. And Westfield, they're going to enjoy this weekend. This team and this city deserves this win. I want to thank our producer, Alan. Without Alan, there is no show. And we've learned that tonight. Without him, there is no show. And I want to thank you, the viewer, most importantly, because without you, there is no show. 574 people tuning in tonight. Incredible. Thank you all. Those who are active in the live chat and just anyone who watched tonight's stream, I thank you so very much. I'm Rowan Elbert. Good night, Westfield.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. It's Matthew. Let's go, Westfield.
Good morning. It's Cameron now. I did nothing this game. If you're watching this, I love you and you're my favorite person. Have an amazing day. Bye.